Evening, I believe we are live. I am testing a new stream. I am testing a new way of recording, and already I feel like it's not working. Okay, here we are. It is actually working. That's fine. There's a little delay. There was a little delay on that. So that's cool. So, good evening, everybody. Welcome to sort of my first stream on Restream, which is replacing StreamYard because StreamYard is gash. Anyone who uses StreamYard, I seriously recommend you to use Restream because everything is a lot easier to set up and it seems to run a lot more smoothly and sharing of things seems to be a lot smoother. So here we are. So far, enjoying ourselves. I do a stream with my friend James, aka Truth Spoon, and we do a stream where we talk about kind of controversial social topics, political topics. We also talk about physics, astrophysics, the universe, aliens, conspiracy theories, all this kind of good stuff. And we've been using Restream for a while. Restream has been serving us well. So what we are going to do today, I'm just going to do like at least half an hour or so, or an hour. Let's see how it goes. But I will be looking on X, that lovely, lovely platform X, and we're going to be going through a few of the delusional Arsenal tweets, of which there are many, many, many. And we know we love them. We love them so much, these Top Gunners and their idiocy. So let me see if I can share this. Well, I can share this, not let me see if I can. Let me get this screen on and let me get with it. And then let me swap myself to the side and make this a bit smaller. And there we go. So the thing with today is the main sort of talking point of the news today is, of course, all the withdrawals from the internationals. And it's obviously because of Arteta's genius, right? He's genius. Of course, we are told frequently that he's an absolute genius who can do absolutely nothing wrong, apart from when it comes to actually winning high pressure games or winning finals. But apart from that, he can do nothing wrong. Until it comes to the point of actually winning things, he can do nothing wrong. So, that's kind of what we've got to run with. So what we're looking at here is we're just going to go through and just see what we're kind of like dealing with here. The problem with the Top Gooners and the people who are on X at the moment who are kind of proliferating this kind of nonsense is that it makes all of us look bad. That's the problem that we have. These people sort of exist online. All they do is they exist online. They just live their lives online. So the problem with that is what they therefore put out is then kind of misinterpreted as common Arsenal fan opinion when it's not. So, for example, I will go to the gym, I will go to a bar, I will go wherever it is in a public space. It might be work, it might be wherever it is. And when you speak to a non-Arsenal fan for the first time, they will automatically have this look in their eye, a look on their face when you tell them that you're an Arsenal fan. And they kind of look at you like you're going to be a delusional fool. They look at you like you're going to say something stupid, like you're going to be an idiot, all this kind of thing. And it's almost like you have to prove yourself to them. Not that I go about my life trying to prove myself to people, but it's almost like you have to sort of do this. They have to listen to you speak for a little bit just to sort of understand that you're not an absolute crazy person who believes that what Arsenal are doing now is just like the greatest thing that's ever happened in the world. And how could he possibly even do this? I mean, who could come in and have done a better job? Only 6 years to go from 2 points off third to second. I mean, it's incredible, really, isn't it? Absolutely incredible. I mean, nobody else could have done that, right? So anyway, let's have a little look at what these people are saying. So my only thing with this is it's slightly different to StreamYard, but we will go through this. So in fact, should I put myself a little bit smaller? Maybe this would be easier. No, that's bigger. This one might be easier. There we go. So that's a lot better, isn't it? Now we can see things nicely. So let's have a look at this. So first of all, I'm not even going to show those 35 posts. First of all, we have Mo. Mo is a common contributor of nonsense. I guess that's his caricature here. That sort of white bearded. Let's see where he is. Where is he actually? Where does Mo exist? Is he in London? It's unlikely. It's unlikely, but let's have a little look. The Arsenal, my endless love. He probably started supporting us in around 2013, let's say. Oh, he's actually in England. This is very rare. These people are in England. These people are not usually in England. But anyway, this guy is a proliferation of a lot of nonsense usually. So let's have a little look here. When Arsenal does something, everyone has to say something. It's the reality. Other teams have done it as well, but it's Arsenal is in the big story. Doesn't make any sense, that last sentence. But anyway, you think we're a big team then? Is this what you're trying to say? You think we're a big team, but you're pro Arteta. So again, first of all, we've fallen at the first hurdle, haven't we? Because people like Mo are pro Arteta staying forever and ever and ever because he's done such an amazing job. At the same time, they're saying that Arsenal are a big story. Arsenal are a big team. Arsenal are a team that people talk about over other teams. This would make sense if we were actually winning things, but we aren't actually winning things. Yes, we might win a title this season. Cool. Let's wait until we've done that first before we start crowing. But no, we have to be, and again, this is like to do with the international break. Like we have to be kind of saying this nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. So if I actually look at his thing, like, let's have a little look here. Let's have a little look at his, because there's a few things that he's put. He's got 23,000 followers, by the way. So, first of all, he's put Man City just lifted a trophy 7 days ago. It's already been completely forgotten. The entire football world is losing its mind over Arsenal players coming back early from international break. When you're big, you're big. But you're not big enough to win a trophy. You're not big enough to want to win a trophy. You don't understand that the players coming back from an international break are coming back from an international break because they were already injured. They were already injured, Mo. But you don't want to say anything about that. Here we go. Here we go. We suffered, he says, Mo says, we suffer from injuries from the beginning of this season. With all these injuries, oh, here we go. I know, I've not even read this. I know what this is going to say. I know what this is going to say. We suffer from injuries from the beginning of this season. With all these injuries, if we still win the Premier League, this Arsenal team will be. I can't even bring myself to say this. I mean, I'll say it. You can read it, but I'll say it anyway. This Arsenal team will be the greatest Premier League title winner after the Invincibles. Oh my God. So better than Leicester, yeah? God damn, these people are so fucking dumb. I mean, it's quite sad, isn't it, really? We suffer from injuries from the beginning of this season. Why is that, Mo? He doesn't want to question why that is. With all these injuries, which he won't question, if we still win the Premier League, which he won't question, this Arsenal team will be the greatest Premier League title winner. No, I thought there's 34 retweets on that, by the way, 323 likes, 5.4k views. No comprehension of the fact that this could have been self-caused. Nothing about that. Nothing about that whatsoever, because this person and these kind of people don't have the cognitive capacity to understand the context of how Arteta and the management repeatedly flog these players. I mean, how much evidence do you need? I mean, how many more injuries do you need? We've suffered from injuries from the beginning of this season, yet people were telling you at the end of last season that we would be suffering injuries from the beginning of this season, and you were laughing at them saying it's nonsense. And now you're here doing a tweet saying we suffer from injuries from the beginning of the season. This is how unbelievably thick these people are. And they have to do this mad prop because as much as we get told that being negative gets views, as much as we are told that these people who are, let's say, toxically positive, who err on the side relentlessly of positivity, they are the ones getting the most views. Look at Igal, look at Christian, look at people like this. They have tons. They have literally tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of followers, of subs, of views. We in our community who are supposedly the more negative people, we don't get jack shit. So that whole fucking argument is completely facetious and completely incorrect. But of course it is, because it's coming from them, and all of their arguments are incorrect. So it should hardly be a surprise. So let's have a look what he says about Igor Tudor. So he's saying, thank you, Igor. Arsenal are probably the best team in the world right now. Well, I mean, this is coming from a manager who's just been fired, by the way. But Mo will big him up because anything to basically support Arteta. So running down here, and I'm not going to spend all my time on this guy. It's just like a perfect example. It's good for him to pop up because it's like a perfect example of the delusion. He's kind of a very good representative of the delusion. There's a few other people. There's at Arteta Era, there's at Wellbeast. There's a few people who we'll get into over the next hour or so that are just completely nonsensical lunatics. So look at this one. I saw this one a little bit earlier. I meant to share it in my video that I did on the mutants, my ex-mutant of the day video. Check that out. That is on the channel as well. So Mo has put here over and over and over again, 3 overs, relentlessly beautiful Arsenal. God, man, what is this guy? Do you know what? I want to get the MDMA that this guy is on. Seriously. Right now, Arsenal are doing it like no one else. It's so horrendous. Do you know what? Is it even... I wonder sometimes with someone like this, is it just completely fake? I mean, it's a bit fake. It's quite fake, whatever you want to put it. But is it just completely on purposely fake? Is it just completely on purposely designed to get views? I mean, 9 hours ago, he's got 78 likes and 1.5k views. You ain't making anything off this. Are you trying to build a dynasty of positivity? I don't know. Right now, Arsenal are doing it like no one else. One little step closer. And this is in response to Hand of Arsenal, who's another dickhead, saying Martin Zubimendi has withdrawn from the Spain international team and returned to Arsenal. They've not withdrawn. These players are not self-withdrawing. They are being assessed by the international camps, and the international camps are saying, what the fuck are you doing? You need to go back home. Why is that? Why is there a difference between what the international camps are seeing and what Arteta sees? Well, the difference is that Arteta will only play you if you can... Let me rephrase that. Arteta will play you if you can walk. That is it. International teams won't do that. International teams have standards. International teams will recognize when you are too fucked to be flogged. You're being flogged too much, when you're being flogged so much that you're fucked. But our management and our coach does not see that because of desperacy. He is desperate to win this league because he is desperate to keep his job. He will not get another job at another big club like anything like what he's on at the moment, 15 million a year, anything like that. He's not going to get that. So he's desperate to keep all his best players and flog them and win this league with them. To hell with how they're going to be over the summer and into next season. He wants to get that one title over the line because he's desperate, because he's not going to do it with anyone else. So anyway, last one from him. Last one from Mo before we get on to other people, because I spent nearly 10 minutes just on Mo alone. Following medical tests, Pierre Hincapié leaves Ecuador camp and returns to London with immediate effect. Arsenal defender will be assessed by AFC staff. Great. This coming week. Oh, great then. So he'll be fit to play, basically. So I expect him to play against Southampton, as I do expect everyone. What's this guy saying? Oh, he's calling someone a... Actually, no, before we move on, Mo has called someone a prick. Let's see what the prick has said. What has this guy said for him to react that he's a prick? Someone called @InvertTheWing has said, I think personally, any player that truly cares about a club will withdraw themselves to protect themselves from further injuries and focus on full fitness for more significant games with their club instead of insignificant qualifiers where Argentina sit top. Van der Ven would also probably start with Ake out, but either he withdrew to protect himself or Netherlands are protecting him. What a prick. What's that a reference to then? Because he's then literally put like Piero Hincapié leaves the camp. So what's this guy on about? Oh, should not play for the country again if they cannot respect international duty. Well, then that's exactly... But then you could say that that's exactly what our players are doing. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable hypocrisy. But then our fan base, large, vast swathes, especially the top goonerish fucking facade of our fan base, live in an irony-free zone. It's an irony-free zone. And let's have a little look at someone else, because Mo is already starting to annoy me. So there's going to be a few things here that are not football related. I will go down. Okay. Yeah, so this one. This I see quite a lot as well. Ah, dear, oh dear. Let me take a little drink before I speak about this. I mean, why is everyone acting like this never happened? Arsenal 5, Man City 1. I wonder why. Can anyone guess? I wonder why everyone is acting like Arsenal 5, Man City 1 never happened. I wonder why people are forgetting about it. Do you know the reason why? The reason why is it led to nothing. The reason why you're confused, AFC underscore Haywire, is because you judge this 5-1 like winning a trophy. This speaks to a wider issue with our fan base. A wider issue with our fan base is the fact that they conflate these kind of victories with winning trophies. Every week there's a victory like a 5-1. Every week there's a last minute equalizer, a last minute winner, anything like that. Every time there is something like that, for them, they get the same feeling as we traditional proper fans. And I'm going to say that I don't care if it sounds superior. We are proper fans versus these idiots. They regard this as they feel this in the same way that we feel when we win a trophy. That's one of the big reasons. It's a big part of why they want Arteta to stay, because Arteta gives them these feelings, these overwrought feelings, these overpowering feelings. Why is everyone acting like this never happened? It's a weird one to him because he just can't understand why it's insignificant. He has no a fan like this has no comprehension. In fact, I'm going to type this in. Let's type this in. A fan like this has no comprehension of why this doesn't matter. Can I reply to this? So, yeah, a fan like this has no comprehension of why this doesn't matter. A fan like this has no comprehension of why this game doesn't mean anything. They don't. They just don't. Like, for them, this is winning a trophy. For them, this somehow kind of encapsulates and illustrates that Arsenal are such a superior team to Man City, despite the fact that in the end we didn't win anything. It's got 624 likes. Oh, God. It's kind of depressing, isn't it? Let's move on. Arsenal Hive. What's this guy saying? I've not selected any of these, by the way. I'm just kind of like looking at them and seeing what I get, because I kind of know that I'm going to get nonsense. Selective outrage, recency bias against Arsenal. Arsenal have withdrawn 10 players from international duty due to injuries. There's already an uproar from the media. Is there really? Is there an uproar? I don't know. There's an uproar from our fans, that there's an uproar from the media which doesn't exist. So basically, there's a fake uproar from our fans. Rival fans are writing epistles. Influencers have set up their ring lights, and soon we'll be seeing different podcasts speaking gibberish about it. Someone like Mikel Obi might come out next week on a podcast and call it cheating. Meanwhile, this isn't the first time we've seen something like this in football. Alex Ferguson did it multiple times. But when it's Arsenal, everyone suddenly loses their sanity. My message to all of you barking at this moment is, we don't give a fuck. Our so this is the key thing, right? Our responsibility is to protect our players, and we'll do it by whatever means necessary. So what he doesn't understand is that this is all because we didn't protect our players. So let's have a little reply to that. Let's say that. Let's say, so what this guy doesn't understand, is that this whole debacle is caused by Arteta and staff not protecting the players in the first place. But oh no, he's a genius. Oh, let's just leave it. So what this guy doesn't understand is that this whole debacle is caused by Arteta and staff not protecting the players in the first place. So let's leave that for him to look at. It's just quite crazy, isn't it? Nobody seems to kind of understand that the reason that these players are going, oh, AJ's here. Big up AJ. Big up AJ. Where is it? There you go. Lovely stuff. Good to see you, AJ. AJ and me basically inadvertently, without any kind of plan, ended up doing like an 8-hour stream. It was 10 hours in total. I did the first 2 hours, and then AJ joined after 2 hours, and then we did pretty much 8 hours, I think, which was lots of fun. It's still one of my favorite streams, if not my favorite stream that I ever did. So that was very cool. So big up to him each and every time. So when we continued, do we go again? So I just saw the top of this as I was typing that in, that reply, and I just saw the top of what this FPL Fraser put. I saw this first line, and I was like, oh my God, here we go. Arteta will have long-lasting impact on football. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. He will. Oh God, I can see this being an absolute nightmare. Okay, I need to compose myself. I've sort of half forward read what he's going to say. Let's just say it and try not to get too angry. He will force. Oh God, sometimes it's so hard to read what they've written because it's so incredibly dumb. You can't bring yourself to say it sometimes, but I'm gonna say it. All I have to do is read, so that's fine. He will force PGMOL to bring new laws against crowding bullying against keepers. Wow. The irony. It's just these people, like I've said so many times, these people live in an irony-free zone. It's quite insane. He will force the government, the football government, I mean, to bring new laws against crowding bullying against keepers. He will also force FIFA to bring new laws against players faking injuries. Oh my God, these people are insane, man. How can you get your perceptions so wrong? The fact that we've not got players. Oh, where do you start with that? Bring new laws against players faking injuries, and then he just lists all of these players. Is this guy trying to say? Is this actually? Hang on, let me have a look. Is this an Arsenal fan? Is he trying to take the piss out of Arteta? Hang on. What's going on with this? This is craziness. So that's a Man United. Oh, this is a Man United fan. This is a Man United fan. I see. So maybe he's kind of having a go or something, isn't he? No, this is weird. Force FIFA to bring new laws against players faking injuries during international break. Nobody's like, I've seen this quite a lot. Nobody's faking the injuries. Our players aren't faking the injuries. It's just that they're already injured when they go to international break, and then they get struck. Then they get seen by the coaching staff of England or whichever team they're with. And the coaching staff are like, you need to go back home. You can't play. You're not fit to play. But because Arteta is like, well, you can play if you can just sort of like walk around a bit. It's just madness. It's just madness. Like, at what stage do you realize that with relentless amounts of evidence, there's just absolutely relentless amounts of evidence that we keep fucking players up? At what stage do you realize that this is a club problem, not an England problem, not an international problem, not an FA problem, not a PGMOL problem, not a FIFA problem? It's an Arteta problem. Fucking irritating, man. Yes, AJ, I have been good. Good to see you, man. I hope outside of Arsenal you're all good. Yeah, no, it's been cool, man. It's been cool. I'm getting back into the whole streaming thing. I've now got Restream, which is a lot better than StreamYard, and we're all good. I mean, post League Cup final loss, Arteta is one trophy. Yeah, man, fucking hell, one trophy from a possible 23, and also that's the 7th League Cup final we have lost. 7th. We have the worst record in the League Cup. Worst record in League Cup finals, I mean, in terms of defeats. 7 now. That's absolutely disgusting for a club that is supposedly, well, it is the 3rd biggest club in the country, but supposedly a big club. How can you lose 7 League Cup finals? I don't know how many we've played in total. Let's have a look how many we've played in total. But it can't be that many. How many League Cup finals have Arsenal played? Let's have a look here. I don't even know if Google is even going to be giving me this. Google isn't really helping me out here. But I do know for sure that we have lost 7. Lost 7. Let's say, whoops. I'm still getting used to sharing this. If all 10 players sent home are injured, we have had, 100. Is it 144 different injuries since the start of last season? It's almost unbelievable, isn't it, AJ? It's kind of like it's a figure that you can't, like, it's hard to actually comprehend in that space of time. Start of last season, 144. Jesus fucking Christ, man. That is mad, isn't it? 144 injuries. I mean, it's some effort, isn't it? It obviously demonstrates that something's going wrong. I mean, you have so many people saying that this is unlucky. Like, at what point? How many do we have to have before people start to think, maybe this isn't bad luck. Maybe it's something else. Maybe there's something more systemically problematic here. 144. Fucking hell. That is madness. Okie dokie. Madness. Right, let's have a look, see what's going on. These people are saying that we're cheating because we pulled stars out of the international duty. No, we're not cheating. We're not faking it. These fucking players are already injured. They're just getting seen by their international teams and said that I'm getting told to go home. Obviously, Hincapi got injured. Madueke Hincapi got injured, I think, in the games. But most of them are already injured when they go over there, and players are just, coaching staff and the medical staff of the international teams are just saying, fuck off home. This is ridiculous. I just see this Igal thing here. Oh God. Let's have a look at this. Sure, what's AJ put here? Surely in 9 League Cup because we won 2 League Cups, then lost to 7. Surely, okay, so it's 9. It's 7 in 9. Oh my days. If that's true, that's crazy. 7 in 9. 7 losses in 9 League Cup finals. What an unbelievable record that is. That is kind of astonishing, isn't it? Okay, so Igal, our friend Igal, what has he said here? Jacques is talking about something. I can't play it because I'll get copyrighted, so I don't know what it is. He's probably saying something about being hypocritical. Xhaka was right. Just look at the outrage over the Arsenal players withdrawing from international duty. Is there outrage, though? Is there any more than usual? Or is it just the fact that, is the outrage stemming from the fact that there's so many? And like, it's maybe misplaced outrage because people don't understand that so many are being withdrawn because they're already injured. Is that where the outrage is sort of like misplacedly come from? I don't know, man, but I can't play that video because I will get copywritten. So, well, why can't I show that? I'm trying to show your, oh, here we go. Sack the whole medical team and Arteta. Yep, fully agree with that. Just to make this point, since the start of last season, Arsenal women have only 27. Fucking hell. Yeah, that's a very interesting point, actually. Why? I guess you would just ask the question, wouldn't you? If you don't even need to say Arteta's terrible or the coaching staff are terrible. You don't even need to put it like that. You just need to ask them. So when Top Gooners talk about like the unluckiness with injuries, yeah, you can say this is a great point, AJ. You can say to them, okay, so why have Arsenal women only had 27 injuries in the same time frame? So we've had, what is that? 24. So we've had like 127 more injuries. No. Yeah. 127 more injuries in the same time frame. Or 117. Sorry. Over 100 anyway. Over 100 more injuries than the Arsenal women from last season, from the start of last season. Fucking unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Why is there such a discrepancy there? I think that's a very valid question to ask. You can just put it like that. That's a great stat. I'm going to quickly go to toilet and I'll be back in a sec. But that's a great stat. Whenever anybody wants to talk about our injuries, just say, okay, why have Arsenal women only had 27 different injuries in the same time period? What is the difference? What are they doing different? Is it just because they're women? No. There's obviously a big difference, whether that's training, whether that's playing players when they're too injured. What it is what I've said before. What it seems likely to be is desperation. desperacy for Arteta to win something, and he's just going to flog the players as much as possible because he just cares about winning. Because mainly he knows that he can't get a job like this anywhere else. He can't get a job this well paid anywhere else. The staff know the same thing. It's just a way of him. It's just a way for him to kind of like just try to get everything over the line by hook or by crook, and then we worry about these things later. So he doesn't care. He does not care if we win the Premier League or whatever we win this season and all the players are fucked for next season because he has got that trophy because he knows that once he gets that Premier League or once he gets that FA Cup, whatever it is, he will buy himself some more time. So he's trying to buy himself some more time. And he's doing that by flogging the players. And look at Saka ruining careers, literally ruining careers. This is why people call him a terrorist. It's not that misplaced to call him this. It's really not. And so this is it is an amazing stat. Why have the Arsenal women only got 27 different injuries? Why? I think we can all guess why. Hey, it takes a little bit of time to show comments. Anyway, speaking of the Arsenal women, the current manager, Rene Slegers, has the job 16 months. She's already won 2 trophies. Arteta has 1 in 6.5 years. That's a fact. But the thing is, AJ, what they will tell you is that Arteta took over a sinking ship. The anchor was planted at the bottom of the ocean. It was dragging the ship down from the surface, down through the depths of the sea. Not negating the fact that, or not acknowledging the fact that when Arteta took over, it was a team that had finished 2 points off third. It was a team that took over. He took over. There was a Granit Xhaka penalty giveaway away from finishing third. If Granit Xhaka hadn't have given away that penalty against Brighton, which Solly Marsh scored to make it 1-1, then we would have never have finished fifth. We would have finished third. We would have got Champions League, and we would have stayed. We would have got backing, and perhaps, let's say, capital letters, perhaps, have done a lot better than we have done. It wouldn't have taken us 6 years to get where we are now, wherever that is. Also, at the same point, Arteta then took us eighth, and then fifth. So when people talk about sinking ships, they have to understand that he sunk it. He took us eighth. He took us eighth again. It then took him for his 3rd season to get back to where Emery was. So it's so much nonsense. It's kind of jarring, man. Honestly, it's just getting ridiculous. But let's move down. Actually, do you know what? I'll be back in 1 sec. I'm just going to quickly run to the bathroom, and then we will run through another half hour of these mutant crazies, and then yeah, I will call it a night. But yes, I'll be back in just 2 minutes. Yes, anyway, here we are. Arsenal pulling players from international duty made more noise than Man City lifting the Carabao Cup. Says everything about where the spotlight really is right now. So this guy, Redside London, says that without any kind of hint of irony at all, because obviously we are a bigger team than Man City. I mean, like, do these people not realize that anything Arsenal do is going to be bigger than anything Man City do, because we're just a bigger team. We're a much bigger team. That is not debatable at all. But a lot of our fan base at the moment don't even really see us like that. We've got a mid-club mentality which has infested our fan base. So that's why they seem surprised by this. They seem very surprised. So, AJ, I fully believe we didn't get Quinton Timber because Urian said to his twin brother, don't come to Arsenal. Save your hamstrings. Save just everything. Save everything you've got, man. Because, like, who doesn't come into Arsenal and get injured? Look at Calafiori, no injuries, absolutely fucked. Look at Partey, no injuries, absolutely fucked. I think Zubimendi had no injuries. I won't say he's absolutely fucked, but he's now got an injury. I mean, it's quite clear, isn't it? I mean, how much more evidence do you actually need? How much more evidence do these top gunners need before they actually understand? That's kind of the crazy thing to me. I mean, I thought that, last season, I'm not agreeing with them, but I could understand to some degree, because I'm an open-minded, expansively conscious person to some degree, that they would think that, okay, it's unlucky that we got the injuries that we did. But now it rolls through to this season. I mean, come on. Can't you figure it out by now? Jesus fucking Christ, man. It's clear that what's the common denominator, right? What's the common denominator? It's not difficult to understand. AJ, also, I know this is Fat Kepa will get the FA Cup. However far we go and consider Southampton are 14 unbeaten, we could easily go out. Yeah, this Southampton game, I'll do a preview for the Southampton game in the next few days at some point this week. I think, do you know what I've got in my head? I've got in my head a 2-1 victory, but a very much struggled victory. I think, because Southampton, haven't been beaten this year at home. I think it's sort of going back to like November, the last time they were beaten at their place. And they're, I think, 6th in the championship, 6th or 5th. So this is not going to be an easy game. I mean, like a 5th or 6th team in the championship is equivalent of like a sort of like bottom sort of 3rd Premier League team. And obviously we should be beating those teams. I'm not trying to deny that. But this is the kind of context where Arsenal might struggle. Plus, you've also got to remember, we got a shit record at Southampton as well. Yes, we should win the game. I'm not predicting that we'll lose the game, but I think it's going to be much more of a struggle than people realize. I think there's a lot of people who are going to be predicting like 3-0, 4-0, which is just not going to happen. I mean, I'd be amazed. I hope it happens. Don't get me wrong. I hope so. But I really don't see this happening. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, this guy, North Bank Nadim, usually reliable for nonsense. Let's see. This weekend, he says, is merely the latest example of suddenly it's a problem because Arsenal are doing it, regarding a thing that has been totally normal in football for decades, what, injuring all the players. Colossal numbers of idiots out in full force, irony, over meaningless friendlies. Number one, I do agree with that. Meaningless friendlies. Why do we have these fucking friendlies? Just let them rest, for fuck's sake. I understand that they have to have practice, like a manager, especially pre-World Cup, has to have this kind of practice with the players, has to kind of practice formations, tactics, and all this kind of stuff. But come on. What's not totally normal is having this amount of players get withdrawn. That's not normal at all. Let's have a look here. Why there's a delay when I click on a message to show. Anyway, here we go. Speaking of Kepa, post losses that League Cup final with us, he 0 from 6 at Wembley. Really? He's played 6 Wembley finals. Kepa's played 6 Wembley finals. That's mad, and not won any of them. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? But Arteta will say that he'd play him again because, like, why would he change anything? Why would Arteta want to change anything? Like, because he's just like that kind of guy, isn't he? His arrogance knows no bounds. His arrogance supersedes the want for success for the club. Basically, he wants his success. He's seeing it as he's wanting him to be successful. He's not wanting the club to be successful. I wouldn't be surprised if when he leaves the club, he's not really bothered about how well Arsenal do. And with this message, AJ, lovely stuff. Really appreciate that. Here we go. Arsenal rep. Don't know who this guy is, but let's see what he's saying. Be forming hard guy with your legs that is made of glasses. Well, they're not made of glasses. So first of all, this is completely nonsense because Calafiori isn't made of glass because before him coming to Arsenal, he didn't fucking get injured. So how is he now suddenly? Let's ask him. Let's ask this guy how he's suddenly made from glass when he wasn't injured before. If he's made from glass, is that how come he's only got injured since he came to us? Did he turn into glass upon signing for us? Please explain. There we go. He won't be able to explain it because he's a retard. But yes, so be forming hard guy with your legs that is made of glasses. Better return to London with immediate effect. Let's have a look at this guy. I have a funny feeling that yes, of course, this guy's in Nigeria, as I suspected. Another Nigerian scholar of Arsenal and football in general. Absolutely, just ridiculous. Hey, dear, oh dear, dear, these people. Hey, why do I do this to myself? Why do this to myself? We'll do another 20 minutes because I wind myself up doing this, honestly. I need to take a little drink here. Oh, God, what's this guy saying? I see Arsene Wenger. Is this going to be... Okay, so it's not comparing Arsene Wenger to Arteta. That's fine. We can skip over that. I was kind of worried then. Let's have a look. More Arsenal stuff. All of a sudden, everyone wants to pull their players out of international games because Arsenal is doing it. It's not that. It's Arsenal is doing it because everyone's injured, because we fuck everyone over. All of a sudden, everyone wants to pull their players out of international games because Arsenal is doing it. Arsenal's only doing it because everyone's fucked. Arsenal isn't doing it for the sake of it. Do you know what I mean? They're doing it because they've already fucked the players at scrappy tweets. They've already fucked the players. They're not just pulling it out for the sake of it. Man, Jesus Christ, these people, honestly. They don't have the expansive mind to understand this, though. That's the problem. Hey, dear, oh dear. I'd keep Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Henkapi, Mascara, Rice, MLS, Ethan, Stauman, which is the rest can go second included. Yeah, pretty much. I'm trying to think if I would disagree with any of that. No, I don't think so. The funny thing is, we could have quite an English attack. If you think about it, we could have a very English midfield and attack. We could have MLS, Rice, Eze, and then we could have, let's say we keep Saka, for example. We could have Saka. You could even have, well, forget Madueke. You could have Darwin out on the left, Darwin is left-footed. And then, I don't know, you can make, I don't know about the striker. You can maybe get like a different striker in who's not English. But you could have mainly English attacking midfield. But of course, we don't want to do that because, that's just not what we're going to do, is it? Let's have a look here. Okay, so someone's pointing out here that Erling Haaland will return home from international duty due to a groin injury. Was that sustained on the pitch or elsewhere, maybe? Shouldn't play for his country again. Embarrassing for Arsenal. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, exactly. Yeah, it's hypocritical. Oh, this guy is usually good. This guy, Gunnar King, I've had a few run-ins with. I feel like I should invite him on and do like a video with him at some point because he's quite delusional, but he's very, very confident in what he says. So I don't know what this is. I'm just going to read it. It might actually be okay, but generally what he puts is nonsense. So let's have a look. He's replying to Fabrizio, apparently saying about medical tests. Hincapié leaving Ecuador. Okay, cool. Good. He said, good. All of our players need medical assessment to make sure they are fit for the title shot. Oh, God's sake. Yeah, he doesn't get it either. All of our players need medical assessment to make sure they're fit for the title charge after this pointless round of international friendlies and for the title parade in May. No, what's happened is they've gone to their internationals. Maybe not Hincapi, because I believe that he got injured in the game. I think he got injured during the game, so did Madueke, obviously. But most of them went there injured, got their medical assessments to make sure they're fit, looked at for like 5 seconds. The coaching staff thought, no, 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 you're not ready to play, especially with the World Cup in mind as well in the future. And they got sent back home again, as they should have been. Because when it's Arteta, if you can just sort of like get onto the pitch and walk around, then you're fit to play. And then he's put like clap emojis after this pointless round of international friendlies and for the title parade in May. Absolutely no comprehension of the fact that these players are being fucked by the manager. Let's put that in reply. He will no doubt have a go at me because that's, you know what? I'm not even going to bother. He's got one reply. Fuck him. I'm not adding to his one reply. Bollocks to it. He just have a go at me anyway. But like, he just doesn't understand it. He's just another fucking top gunner who doesn't understand any of this stuff, how it works. Just does not understand. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. That's kind of the same thing. What's this guy saying? This guy's a Chelsea fan. That's Cole Palmer, isn't it? What's he saying? Let's have a little look at this, just out of interest. After disrespect Arsenal fans have endured over the years, you people want them to win the league and forget it, like Man City. They should sack their owners if he doesn't post about the trophy every 24 hours till next season. If fans don't remind everyone they won the league every market days, then they have also failed the club. Celebration should be as loud as the disrespect. If they manage to win the UCL, obviously just pack away. We're not going to win the UCL. Yeah, I mean, after disrespect Arsenal fans have endured over the years. Well, I mean, disrespect. What do you mean by disrespect? I mean, we haven't been winning anything. I mean, like we deserve the disrespect. To be honest with you, we deserve the condemnation. We're supposed to be Arsenal Football Club, the third biggest club in the country, one of the biggest institutions, one of the biggest football institutions in the world. So, I mean, obviously, we're going to get fucking grief when we don't win anything for 20 years. We don't win a title, I mean, for 20 years. Ethan should have played left wing all season. I mean, he would have done a better job. Surely he would have done a better job. Like, if you think if Ethan played left wing over the course of the season, like week after week sort of thing, you think overall he would do a better job than Martinelli and Trossard, who are just sort of like, maybe you might get one good game out of them every 6 games or something. Yeah, I totally get that. I mean, why not? It really is. Why not? Like, sending Ethan out on loan was, at the time, I thought was just a bizarre idea. But then now, given the context of all the fucking injuries, it's like, well, could you not force it? Well, apparently Arteta can't foresee this. Like he said about Havertz. He's like, oh, we couldn't foresee that Havertz got injured. How can you not foresee that Havertz could get injured again? He's literally just been injured for fucking months. And you're thinking, oh my God, we couldn't have foreseen him getting injured again. Really? Lies. It's just lies. He's just like protecting himself, basically, isn't he? Because, like, why would he admit to, obviously he's not going to admit to having the foresight to think that X player, whether it's Havertz or whoever it is, because it could be any player because so many players get fucking injured. He's obviously not going to admit to having the foresight that players are going to get injured because that would then be admitting his own fault. And that's something that Arteta can never do. He just pay lip service sometimes when we lose or we drew games. He will sometimes come out and he will say like, oh, I take responsibility. It's kind of lip service. It's kind of nonsense. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't really mean it. Oh, and Gyökeres has withdrawn from Sweden due to stomach issue. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's go with that. Okay, once again, an international break. Over 30 different clubs have had players return with knocks, but Sky reporting Arsenal tweets about the Arsenal players without question the main characters of English football. Absolutely everyone cannot get Arsenal off their brain. Mr. IRBT, I wonder why that is. I can't possibly think. I mean, Arsenal are top of the table at the moment. Why is there so many people who seem obsessed? These people are obsessed with Arsenal being the main characters. The thing is, if you're going to decry being the main character, if you're going to decry the media for having like pedestaling us like this, then surely you have to understand that we should be winning things. It's like, but why would they pedestal us like this? We're not a team that wins things. It's kind of like insulting, to be honest with you. Since the start of the last season, I've been going to watch Arsenal women games. Oh, okay, that's cool, man. I didn't even realize. Did we talk about where you don't have to say it in the chat, but I can't remember us talking about where you live. We probably did on that long stream. It's just I've forgotten. Sorry, so my bad. My apologies for that. But yeah, now I think about it, you did say you live in London. It's been so long since I've done these streams, I forget. Sorry, it's nothing like derogatory or anything. It's just my terrible memory, basically. Yeah, that really is it. Like, my memory is awful. Even with actual literal family members, I forget really salient, important things. So anyway, seeing the women's standards live made my hate for Arteta grow. Honestly, Sleggers would do better with the men's team. Well, there's a few people who've been saying this, and I can't fucking go against that, to be honest with you. She probably won't be allowed in the dressing room, especially when they're getting changed. We don't want any incidents, but like, she's going to do a worse job. You wouldn't think she could do a worse job. At least she knows how to get it over the line. She knows how to win things, like big pressure moments with her own team. Arteta did win the FA Cup, which I think almost is like a curse, to be honest with you, isn't it? It's almost like a curse that we won that FA Cup. Not that I'm negating winning a trophy. Obviously, I love the FA Cup. I grew up with the FA Cup and the prestige of it, like the honor and tradition of it, and love the fact that also the non-league teams, the lower league teams come into it. But you can't help but think him winning that bought him the time, because if you remember, around that time we were eighth, fifth. Ordinarily, an Arsenal manager would get sacked, but because he got that FA Cup, he got the credit in the bank. So here we are. And now we're told that this competing is success, which I fully disagree with. So there we go. But people would disagree with me, and that's all good. If you want to disagree, that's cool. But literally, success is not just competing. I ain't going to tell my kids in 10, 20 years' time, oh, well, we finished second. I was out having a street party because we finished second. My last best Arsenal memory is 2017 when we won the FA Cup. Not even the FA Cup under Arteta, because there was COVID times. It was empty stadium. We couldn't go out and celebrate all this kind of stuff. At least in 2017 under Wenger, the last FA Cup win, I got to go out and have a street party. Friends would come down from other parts of the country. We all had a big night out. Blah, blah, blah. It was great fun. I got great memories somewhat from that. There's a bit of haziness about the night, shall we say. But at least we have some good proper memories we can look back on and sort of smile. But what do we have with Arteta? Second. Great. Promise. We have promise. We keep having promise. And it's now time to deliver. And, maybe he will. And maybe it will be some sort of dynasty, but I very much doubt it. Sorry to sound negative. Man City are only one trophy behind us, and Chelsea. Yeah, no, this is AJ. This is an excellent point. This is a very excellent point. I'm going to drink to that point. It's a point I've been making for about a year now, at least a year. That they're catching us. They are catching us, and these people who tell us that trophies don't matter, you just watch how much they matter when he wins. If he wins a Premier League, if we get over the line in the Premier League, which I beg we do, as much as I dislike Arteta, of course, I want us to fucking win the Premier League. I waited half my life. I was 21 the last time we won a Premier League. In fact, no, was I 20? I was 2021 anyway. It was a long time ago, is the point. And I just wanted to get over the line, and we can talk about whether he stays or the style of play or the injuries to the players. All that stuff we can discuss later. Just win the fucking trophy. But if we don't win any trophy, we're on the same number. And what AJ is saying here is completely true. City are only one trophy behind us. Chelsea are only two trophies behind us. And they've won 2 Champions Leagues, by the way. Oh, God, AJ, you're right. What you're saying is right, and it's just horrible to read. This will be the first time in my life. Oh, if what you're saying comes true. Oh, man. If what you're saying comes true, we will be the 5th biggest club in the next 2 years. And it's fully true. Oi, let that sink in. Let that. I'm going to sink this beer, and well, not the whole thing, but I'm going to sink most of this beer, and let that sink in. Let that comment sink in, because that is that's a class comment. It's also slightly depressing, but it's reality. We deal in reality here. I deal in reality and truth on my channel as much as I can. Man City are only 1 trophy behind us. Chelsea are 2 behind. In the next 2, 3 years, 4 years, max, we could be the 5th biggest club. We would have it for the first time in my life. I would not be able to say that Arsenal are the 3rd biggest club in the country. That's horrendous, actually. But thank you for the comment, AJ. It's an absolutely perfect. It's a perfectly true point, and it's quite a sort of sobering point, and it has to be pointed out and it has to be remembered. And this club should remember it, especially and this fan base should remember it, especially when they're trying to negate trophy winning and call people who want to win trophies plastic fans. I got called a plastic fan. I got called a glory hunter this week because I want us to win trophies. Literally, I'm not even exaggerating. These plastic fans who concentrate on winning trophies, they don't. What did the guy say? He said something like they don't recognize, they disrespect. It was something like, we disrespect Arteta and what he's done for the club because we concentrate on winning trophies. Motherfucker, this is Arsenal Football Club. 3rd currently, 3rd biggest club in the country. And like AJ says, very, very close to becoming the 5th if we don't fucking buck our ideas up. And that is why we are trying to keep the standards high. Unbelievable. I'm going to take a little drink. And whilst we think about that, because AJ is right, we could be the 5th. I don't even want to think about that. Think about it. Never in my life have we been anything other than the 3rd biggest club. I'm 41. I'm 42 in June. We could be the 5th in June. By June 2028, we could be the 5th biggest club. That is fucking mad. Madness. It's a point I've been making for like at least a year or so, because I started to see them catch it as I started to think, wait, hang on a second. Our trajectory is stagnatory, and we're not capable of winning knockout trophies, and we're not seemingly capable of winning the league. However, obviously this season we're top. We'll see how it goes, of course. Please just win this title, and then we can talk after that. I am not here for I am not a sort of wanting Arteta to lose, so he goes. Ideal world is he wins it and then goes, do you know what? I'm going to leave. That's probably not going to happen. But, Jesus God. AJ, I fully believe if Arteta never won that FA Cup, he would have been... Yeah, exactly. Exactly my point. Of course he would. Anyone would. Literally, we said it at the time. I remember saying it at the time. I remember actually, I think I even said it on Lee's show, Lee Gunner's show, that he's bought himself time with the FA Cup win. Madness. Arteta told my mum to... hang on a second. What? Arteta and told me my mum to... Oh, okay, yeah, not. Oh, fucking hell, man, AJ. These people are so fucking ridiculous. See, they call us all sorts of names. They call us all sorts of things. All we want is the club to be successful, and then you get this. Your mum deserves to get breast cancer because you want him sacked. Man, this is the kind of... Whoops, sorry for the mic hit there. This is the kind of people you're dealing with. But this goes to show you the level of intelligence that they have as well. They're going to come and say to you something like, your mum deserves to have breast cancer because you want Arteta sacked. I mean, fuck off, man. Like, honestly, if you see that person in real life, just fucking clock them one. You know what I mean? It's just... They'd never say that to you in real life anyway, because they're just fucking dickheads who just sort of sit behind keyboards and say their stuff behind the keyboard. But if they were facing you in real life, they wouldn't say this shit, I hope. Not that I want people to kind of be saying this kind of shit. So that's really appalling. To be told your mum deserves to get cancer because you want Arteta sacked, man. Fuck off, man. Seriously. Absolutely ridiculous. I would argue we are already the 5th biggest club in England because City and Chelsea have Champions League. Well, yeah, I mean, I yeah, I kind of see where you're coming from with that. I kind of obviously am more. I am sort of like holding on to the third biggest thing because we got the most trophies. I mean, it is the FA Cup has really kind of solidified that, and so you could argue that FA Cup, Champions League, which one's the bigger one? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I fully get that. I mean, what City have won Champions League, Chelsea have two. This is kind of like when people say to me, "Oh, do you want the Champions League or the league?" I mean, I go with Champions League just because I've seen three league titles. I've seen three or four. Hang on, one, two, three. Yeah, I've seen three league titles. I haven't seen a Champions League. I do want that Champions League. I don't want people to be singing that fucking what's that song they sing as like Champions of Europe. You'll never sing that. We need to get rid of that song. Like we used to sing to Chelsea. Chelsea ain't got no history. Lampard's fat. Crespo's a, you know, that song. Crespo's a queer. That's what we used to sing. We can't sing that anymore because Crespo isn't a queer anymore. And also Lampard, well, Lampard is still fat, but Chelsea do actually now have titles, Champions Leagues, and it's depressing. I remember having my good friend Ash was a Chelsea fan. He's now moved to Spain. I don't see him much anymore, but like I used to hang out with him a lot. And I was there, the Champions League final when they won their first Champions League. And I was happy for him. He was a good guy, but depressing from an Arsenal fan's perspective because it's just like, for fuck's sake, man. Are we not going to win this? Because after the thing is, people don't understand is like in 2004, when we won the Invincible, all of us there at that time, we thought that we were going to go into world domination. We thought that we were going to be, winning everything. We're going to win more titles. It was inevitable to us that we were going to win a Champions League. It was just inevitable. Because, like, why would you think otherwise? We had this team that had just gone invincible. You had the team that we had back then, your Henry's, Vieiras, etc. Why would you not think that we're going to? It just seemed inevitable that in the next few years, we'll win the Champions League, sort of thing. If anybody had said to us that you're not going to win anything other than a few FA Cups over the next 22 years, they would have been punched in the face. Yet, here we are. Fucking, it's a joke, man. AJ 27 in July. Most of my life, London is blue. Embarrassing for what Arsenal was at Highbury. God, I miss Highbury. Yeah, man. I was lucky to get down to London in 2003. So that meant I had a couple of years of Highbury. I went to Fabregas's debut. I went to a few League Cup games. I went to a Champions League game at night, which was really nice. It's my only night. No, what am I saying? My only night game. All the Coca-Cola Cup games were night games. But yeah, I went to one Champions League game at night. It was really great. 2-0 against Lokomotiv Moscow. I think it was Lokomotiv Moscow. Yeah, Lokomotiv Moscow. It was just around Christmas time as well. I then went to see Chesney Hawks randomly at my uni Christmas do. Yeah, and yeah, I was fortunate to get to Highbury. What a lovely, charming, historical, traditional, fantastic stadium it was. And now we have a soulless bowl in the Emirates, which you haven't really won anything at. And it kind of means nothing. And that's sort of a shame, really, isn't it? Things need to mean things. And, if you're supporting a club like Arsenal, to be in a stadium where you've not won anything, it kind of, it just means it just takes the piss a bit. It's just like it's someone put in the chat. So I was on Gianni's calling show earlier, and someone put in the chat that the club died when it left Highbury, and I fully believe that to be true. The club, if you don't want to use the word died, I mean, it completely changed. You know what I mean? It completely changed into the organization that it is now, into the business that it is now. And it's not good business. It's good business for the owners, but it's not good business for Arsenal fans. The person that said that about my mum was one of Igal's YouTube mods. He was a mod in Igal's YouTube. Really? Fucking hell. That's grim shit, man. Like, why would they even say that? I mean, like, people have a different. Sometimes it's like I said, I think on Gianni's a bit earlier today. As much as we argue about things with these guys, I would never, like, they say to us, oh, well, you don't fucking like want Arteta to stay. You should go support Spurs, blah, blah, blah. You should go support Chelsea or Man United if you're a glory hunter, blah, blah, blah. As much as I dislike these people, I will never tell them to stop supporting Arsenal. They just support Arsenal in a way that I don't necessarily agree with. But I'm not going to tell them to stop supporting the club. I'm not going to tell them to F off. I'm not going to tell them to go support someone else. They have an opinion about the club. I disagree with it. So cool. But I'm just not going to interact with you particularly. So for it to be a mod on one of his channels, like, the thing is, that guy's got fucking 40,000 subscribers, man. 40,000. And we've got a load of good people in our fucking class community, and we've got barely any subscribers. Like, I've got 56 subscribers. Normski still isn't on 1,000 subscribers. People like Aaron have got 1,000 subscribers. Our community is a community of truth, and it's a community of the pursuance of truth and victory. And yet we're the ones who are negative. Do you know what I mean? We pursue truth and victory, and that is regarded as negative. And that sums fucking society up as it is these days. It's madness, man. Arsenal women were founded in 85, 63 major trophies, not including Community Shield, 2 Women's Champions League. Fucking hell, they got 63 trophies. Yeah, no, I know that Arsenal ladies have been successful for time. I knew that they were like a successful club as such. I didn't realize it's 63, 2 Women's Champions Leagues. It's like, there you go, Arteta. There you go. That is your fucking thing, man. That's your, script to go from. Arsenal men, as we know, founded in 1886, 47 major trophies, not including Community Shields, and sadly, no Champions Leagues. Yeah, I know, very sadly. Very sadly. So 2005, so that was 21 years ago. So you'd have been 6, AJ, when we had the Champions League final defeat against Barcelona. Did you watch that? Were you an Arsenal fan at that? Had you become an Arsenal fan at 6 years old? I was 8 when I was an Arsenal fan. So I don't know if you got it at that young an age, or whether you're a bit older or something like that. I'd be interested to know. So let me know. Yeah. 1886, man. 47 major trophies. No European Cup. That is fucking horrendous, isn't it? It really is actually horrendous. Speaking of Highbury, it was going to be left for the Arsenal women, Arsene Wenger and David Dean. Oh, David Dean, man. When that guy went, that was a big part of the death of the club. David Dean wanted that, but they were overruled by the rest of the board. Yeah, it got a bit of peak around that time, didn't it, when David Dean left, and there was all sorts of like tension and pulling in different directions between all the sort of staff and everything. And that's kind of where everything sort of died for me personally. Yeah, it was leaving Highbury, but it was just after that David Dean left as well. And it was like, this guy was the guy who was proper Mr. Arsenal. And I know Tony Adams is Mr. Arsenal, don't get me wrong, but David Dean was a big part of what made us successful. He was the guy who brought Wenger in, for example. He was the guy who Wenger used to sort of like have as his right-hand man. And then surprisingly, we started to fail when you took him away. So, yeah, man, it's a good point. David Dean, fucking hell, we miss him, man. We miss him. And, we've never replaced him properly. I mean, the club has been just run by absolute sort of cash cow milkers, milking the teats of the club since then. It's not good enough, man. It's not good enough. Been supporting since 02, 03. Thankfully seen 2004 my own eyes. Yeah. Cool. Yes, but I cried my eyes out. Do you know what? I'm laughing because I did the same thing. I didn't cry at that, but when I was roughly a little bit older than you, I did cry at you've probably seen the highlights. I'm sure you must have seen it, the video of the 1995 Cup Winners' Cup final extra time defeat. Last minute of extra time, a lob from the halfway line from a former Spurs player called Naeem. Naeem from the halfway line. I literally sat in my kitchen, in my growing up home kitchen, in my little black and white TV that they had in the kitchen. Cried my eyes out when Naeem scored that goal. I'm not I'm not kind of like embarrassed to say, I'm man enough to say that when I was a little 8-year-old, was I eight? Well, hang on, so I was 11. Sorry, I was 11 at the time. Sat there at the dinner table watching the black and white TV, crying my fucking eyes out when David Seaman got lobbed, and seeing David Seaman sat in the goal and seeing him sort of like with a look on his face. I always maintain that he could have got that. I always maintain he could have got that. Have you seen that, AJ? Have you seen the Naeem goal? I'll get it up. I'll put it up if you want. I'm just going to quickly go toilet again. I'll go on for a little bit longer because I'm enjoying this. It's nice to have you here. It's always nice to chat to you. If you haven't seen the Naeem goal, I'll put it up in a sec. If you just give me 1 minute, 2 minutes. I will be back. But yeah, what other fan base has seen a European trophy final defeat in the last minute of extra time scored from the halfway line by a former rival player? It's madness. Yeah, the pain of that goal. My God, that Naeem goal. How are you feeling about Berta? Because honestly, I don't know what to think of him. I mean, I think Berta, like, the problem we have with someone like Berta is he can do his best, but then he's dealing with Arteta on the other end, isn't he? He's kind of like Berta can suggest players, can get players and buy players, whatever. But like, for example, Gyökeres is an example of this. It's like, you know, he buys him. He buys Arteta a player, and like this is I was saying on Gianni's channel as well. Like, no matter what striker we get, are you convinced, AJ? Are you convinced that Arteta can like make an Alvarez into a 20+ goal a season player? Are you convinced that even Haaland can be a 20 goal a season player with Arsenal? I'm not massively convinced by this, just because it's a very weird situation. Because when we're trying to sort of like say that Arteta can't coach in attack, there's statistics which kind of like push back against that, right? But when you sort of like scale it down and look at the statistics in a bit more detail, the goal scoring record is actually quite interesting because total goals scored, when they talk about the oh, we scored so many goals, blah blah blah, we're breaking records. So a third of the goals last season were scored against 3 teams. A fifth of the goals this season were scored against 3 teams. So that kind of has like a sort of like and not a negative effect, but like, you know what I mean? It kind of skews effect of the stat a little bit. Whereas if you were scoring goals against so many different teams, then it would be a little bit more salient, but it's not. And obviously, when again, you also factor in the fact that there's loads of corner. Most of them are sort of like, not most of them, but like there's a high percentage of them, relatively speaking, that are set pieces. So, what do you think about Berta anyway? I hope Berta stays. I mean, I think we could do a lot worse. Put it that way. Seeing the goal, yeah, man, God, that goal was horrible, horrible. Such a horrible experience. A lot of times he's always been respectful towards me. Yeah, man, of course, man. Like ever since we did that 10-hour stream, like I mean, I thought you were great anyway, but like you're so good with all the content creators, you're sharing things. You're always like saying the right things in the chat. You're always like you've got a head on your shoulders. You've got an intelligent perspective on things. But then obviously everything was solidified between me and you when we did that long stream for 10 hours, and it was like, yeah, after that, it was just like, oh yeah, man, this guy, it's fucking great that you stayed with me for 8 hours. So I think on that 10-hour stream, I did like the first sort of hour and a half, and then you popped in. I was kind of thinking about stopping, and then you popped in, and then we ended up doing 8 hours, which was mainly us talking about um lucid dreams, magic mushrooms, and all kinds of weird stuff. So, yeah, no, man, I really enjoyed seeing you around. It's great to actually sort of interact with you properly when I do a stream like this, because usually when we're on a channel where there's more people, you're sharing stuff and you're making comments and stuff, but we don't really. It's not so interactive as such, but it's always nice to interact with you, of course. And hopefully I'll be doing a bit more of this. I'm really liking this restream. This Oh, actually, I will ask you. Actually, you can help me with this. So how is the stream looking? Because I've had an issue with my internet where I feel like my internet looks a bit laggy. Um, when I go on, so when I'm looking at it now on Restream it's like StreamYard, whatever, I look perfect. I mean, not in terms of looks. I mean, like the actual quality of the stream for me now looks perfect. But when I watch it back on YouTube, it looks kind of pixelated. It looks like it's a bit of a dodgy stream. So how is it coming through for you? Just, I'm interested to know what it looks like for you. Because I don't know whether it's my internet. It keeps looking a bit buggy when I do podcasts live, not when I record, when I do them live. And I just wonder if it's my internet. And if it is my internet, there's nothing I can do about that, because it's not my internet, it's my landlord's internet. And that's a slight problemo. So I'm just trying to find it on my phone actually to see. I'm just trying to find this stream live on my phone. You have to bear with me one sec. I'll be back properly in a second. I'm just trying to figure this out. Why is it not showing? It should show, surely, live. Where am I? It's not showing me live for some reason. Why are you being such a bitch? I'll have to actually search for myself, which is ridiculous. Hey dear. No? Why is it not showing me live? I'm clearly live. Okay. Here we go. And yeah, so I can't really see from my phone. My phone seems all right though on this stream. Let's see. Let me just blow that up. I can't really see because I'm in the corner of the screen. But anyway. Okay, stream looking clear. Okay, that's good. I don't know what the hell is wrong with this thing now. Because I did a stream with my friend James. We do if you're interested, AJ, we have another channel. We talk about all kinds of things. It's a lot of conspiracy stuff, aliens, UFOs, government conspiracies, the way of the world. We talk about a lot of sciencey stuff, astrophysics stuff, things to do with space. My friend's like a legit astrophysicist. Like he's very, very clever. And the whole point of the podcast actually was to try to get him to talk. And I'm sort of like the stupid one who tries to get him to talk. But yeah, that's called Truth Shock. And it's on Truth Shock channel. And when I looked at that, we did that the other day on what was it? We did that yesterday. Sorry. When I look back on it, it looks like really bad quality, and I was really disappointed because I was like, "Fuck!" I thought it recorded well. And when I was on Restream on this thing here, it looked fine. It looked perfect. And so I was a bit surprised to then re-watch it and see that it looked shit. So I don't know. But if you're telling me the stream is looking clear and the audio quality is perfect, that is a very good news. I will watch this back when I'm done anyway. But I'm happy to go on for a little bit longer because, yeah, like I say, I'm enjoying it, but I'm a little bit hungry, so I can't do 10 hours today as much as I would like to. But like, yeah, we'll do a little bit longer for sure. Hey, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Hey, dear, what are we saying here? Or Arteta would kill R9, Messi, CR7. Yeah, I mean, it is like these players would have to fit into the system, and it would certainly limit them. Let's say, I think a player like Messi, R9, even CR7, they've got so much natural talent that it would probably kind of like shine through anyway. But I'd certainly take the point, and they would probably, to be fair, they would probably leave, wouldn't they? They would probably leave because they just wouldn't be able to express themselves. It's just a shame that we live in this era of football now where it, talented players like this are kind of like reduced. Talented players are kind of like reduced to fit into a system for the system's sake. And people are overlooking the fact that it's actually more about the talent of the players that gets you the wins. Um, and that's a real shame because it makes it less interesting to watch the games. I mean, people who say that, obviously these top gooners sort of like they say, oh yeah, it's a difficult league to win. It's nothing to do with it being less entertaining. Blah blah. Blah. Like, okay, well, how long does it take you to look at your phone when you watch Arsenal? And they never reply to that because they know 5 minutes at most. Do you know what I mean? Like, how long can you put? Because when I watch games, I actually usually stand up, so I'll be sort of stood here generally like this. I'm stood watching the game. I just kind of stand like this. Um, I enjoy watching games stood up for whatever reason. I'm just used to that. When I go to a bar or something to watch a game, I'll watch it stood up. I just kind of like it, and also kind of there's, I suppose, a nervous energy about it as well. So yeah, my point being, I have the phone sort of away. I don't have it in my pocket. I have my phone kind of like at the side here, away from me. And I usually never really looked at it, but nowadays it's like fucking hell, it's so boring. So I end up kind of like looking at my phone. Have I got a message? Blah blah blah. Oh, I'll go on this. I'll go on that, and blah blah blah. And it's like phones are fucking annoying like that anyway. But Arsenal don't make it any easier because you kind of like don't have anything interesting to watch. I mean, like these games are just horrendous most of the time, and anybody who pretends otherwise is just like a kind of weirdo, to be honest with you. Here we go. Just for context, the Women's League is 22 games long. Sadly, this year no longer winnable. Renaissance, but always the best for the cups. Fair enough. I don't know how we are with. Let's have a look at the league table. Women's Premier League. So are we out of the Premier League? Are we out of the reckoning for the Premier League? Oh, okay. We're 11 points. Oh, okay. Okay, I see the Women's Super League table. Oh, there's 11. Okay, so it's 22. Yeah. Okay, I get it. I didn't realize it was that small. Ah, yeah. We ain't winning the title for sure. I gotta be honest with you, I have no interest really in the Women's League, but it is interesting that we win stuff, and that kind of like sets the marker down for someone like Arteta to win stuff. So yeah. Big up to Truths from Time. Just dropped in for the first time. Luton fan. Luton, the last team that scored 3 goals against us, isn't it? Jesus. It's so bizarre to think that, isn't it? And that game was very, very scattered. That game was very fortunate for Arsenal as well to come away from what we did. I mean, Luton absolutely like gave us a game to say the least. You know what I mean? It's like fair play to them. One of my best friends indoctrinated his son into being a Luton fan for some reason. No offense, but like, yeah, just messing. But like, he's a Luton, so he takes him down to Luton. He lives around in that area, and yeah, they go to Luton games all the time, which is fair enough. It's like cool because going to these kind of games at slightly respectfully smaller clubs, it's more of a salt of the earth experience. It's a better experience. I used to do this when I lived at home. When I lived back in Yorkshire, I used to go to Bradford, used to go to Sheffield Wednesday, used to go to Leeds, used to go to where else did I go to? Huddersfield. I used to go to, I feel like I'm missing one really obvious here. Bloody hell, Blackburn. That's it. Fucking hell. I knew I was missing an obvious one. So I used to go to all these kind of stadiums, and it was just fun to experience, these kind of like games firsthand. Bit more kind of like, yeah, just a bit more kind of like a proper match day experience. Do you know what I mean? And some good pies, to be fair. Um, oh yeah, honestly. Oh, do you know what? I'll share this one first. Lovely. Cheers for that. Much appreciated. Trying to grow the channel. It's not a big deal, but I just like doing it. It's fun to do. And it's good to talk football when I've got like good people as well. It's good to talk to good people. Um, yeah, now look at us. Where are Luton as well, actually? We're in the table. Let's have a look. Championship table. I haven't really been like paying much attention to bloody hell, where are you? You're not even in the championship. But this is how bad I am. This is how completely out of touch with anything below the Premier League I am. You're in League One. Really? Are you in League One? You're 11th in League One. Fucking hell. That's mad. How have you managed that? Truth. How have you? Oh, Jack Wilshere. So since Jack Wilshere came in, has he been? Hang on. So I can see your last 5 games. You're like loss, draw, win, win, draw. So Luton played 39, won 15, 10 draws, 14 losses, 52, 49, goal difference 3 plus 3. 33 points behind leaders Lincoln, of all the fucking people. Cecil Bank, Lincoln, going to be going up to the championship. Fucking hell. That must be the first time they've been in the championship for a long ass time. It's mad to see these teams as well. Bolton, I've been to Bolton, Bradford, Bradford. I'm sure there's probably some others. Barnsley, Wimbledon, Wigan. Fucking hell, Wigan 19th. Mad, isn't it? It's mad. I was looking at the championship the other day and thinking, fucking hell, it's just like an ex-Premier League team, ex-Premier League table. It's craziness. No change since he's joined. Let's have a look here. No change since he's joined. All our decent players moved to championship teams. Yeah, that's fucking what happens, isn't it? That's the problem. That must be a massive problem when you're a team in a sort of championship League One. Like you get somebody who has a bit of success player wise, and then they get snapped up by someone. It's not quite the same if you're in the Premier League, isn't it? Especially if you're towards the top of the Premier League, you tend to sort of retain players a bit better, but players are more easily losable if you are kind of a bit further down. So that's yeah, fucking hell. Well, I have absolutely no kind of massive opinion on Luton. I don't dislike them or like them. So like for you, bro, hopefully they pick up next season. But as you look at the championship, I mean, look at this. It's like ex-Premier League, isn't it? It's like Coventry, Ipswich, Hull, Southampton. Okay, Hull maybe not. 'Cause Hull were like dead for a long time, but Saints, Watford, Norwich, QPR need to come up, man. Fucking hell, how long have they been out of the Premier League for? Sheffield United, Charlton, Blackburn. Fucking Blackburn down 19th in the Championship is just ridiculous. They were fucked over by the Venkies, though, to be fair. And then Sheffield Wednesday, like, it's so sad. It's so sad. One win in 39 points. 39 games. Mad. It's mad. It's horrible what's happened to Sheffield Wednesday, actually. It's really horrible. Yeah. Hey, dear. Understand women's football isn't for everyone. However, for me, Rob, I love only grow for this club since I started going to the women's games. Yeah, because they have more of an ethos about kind of like winning things matters. They're more, for some reason, the women's team actually sort of like is more places more importance on winning things than apparently our men's team does. The thing that I don't get though, hang on, let me take one drink. I've been talking for like 5 hours. So my throat is a little bit dry. Sorry. I was on Giardi's show for like 3 hours, 40 minutes before I did this. I did a 10-minute video straight after that. And now I've done this straight away. So I'm throat's a little bit dry. But yeah, so what was I saying about? So yeah, I mean, the weird thing is, it's like a lot of our fan base now for the men's team, they have this idea that, winning trophies is glory hunting if you want to win trophies, which is absolute nonsense. Obviously, you want to win things. You want your team to win things. I don't know how that's glory hunting, to be honest with you. Glory hunting is if You let's say you support Arsenal, they don't win anything for a few years, and then you think, okay, they're not winning anything. I'm going to go and support Real Madrid. Oh, Real Madrid didn't win anything. Okay, I'm going to go and support Barcelona. That would be like glory hunting because you're just changing teams to hunt the glory somewhere somehow. But if you're just supporting a team from day dot and you want that team to win trophies, how the fuck is that glory hunting? And by the way, if you ask any of those players or the manager in the dressing room, what's the most important thing? They're going to say trophies. They ain't going to say success is competing. Arteta wouldn't say that, to be fair to him. As much as I dislike the man, he's not going to say that like competing is good enough. He said that in interviews anyway. The players aren't going to say competing is good enough. We've seen that in interviews, Saliba, etc., saying this. So it's very bizarre that the players the fans, the top goonerish type fans of our fan base, who say these things, they're not saying what the players think. That the players disagree with them. They're speaking as if they're speaking on behalf of the club, on behalf of the players and manager, when they say that, oh well, success is competing. We've done so great to be here now under all the circumstances. That's not what the players and the fucking manager are saying, to be fair to them. But these are the guys that you love so much, apparently. God, it wind me up so much. Saying to the missus the other day, I remember when Wigan, Stoke, Huddersfield, Cardiff won in the Prem. Now look at them. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's very weird. I guess it's what it is as well. I'm not sure how old you are, Truth for Time, but like what it is as well is when you get to a certain age, you've just seen a lot. So, when you get to, I'm nearly 42. I'm 42 in June. So I guess you get to my age, and like you've seen quite a lot of teams be in the Premier League. So you kind of that has to be taken into account. How do I donate to the channel? I don't see the option. I don't know because I'm using Restream at the moment and I don't know how to do that. But I'll figure that out for next time. But thank you for the thoughts for sure. I genuinely have no idea. I will find that out for next time because I'll be doing more shows like this because I'm very much enjoying this today. I only intended to do an hour, and then AJ decided to show up and make things fun. And then you guys had shown up, and other people have shown up, and it's been way more fun than I thought it was going to be. So Wigan is a shocking one. They've fallen so hard. Yeah, I mean, they got relegated, didn't they, the season that they won the FA Cup? But their fans still rate that as like one of the best. Well, obviously the best day of their. Like when I first started getting stickers. So I first started getting the Premier League stickers back in the day. But in 1994, the season after that, 1995, I actually got a Football League sticker album. And Wigan were in Division 3, as we called it back then, now known as League 2, obviously. So they climbed from League 2, effectively, to the Premier League, and now they fucked again. So it's kind of mad, really. It's really mad. They have fallen really hard. Enjoy women's football. I watched the Man U derby yesterday. Some decent quality in the women's Prem. It's better now. It's better now than it was for sure. When I used to watch it a few years ago, it was like, oh my god, it's barely watchable. But to be fair, there are some decent skills on display. So I definitely give them that. I still can't. I don't know. I struggle to watch it a little bit, but yeah, it's better than it was for sure. It's much better than it was. It's improved a lot, and it's showing that it's improved from the it's improved as the years have gone along as more money's gone into it and all this kind of stuff. So that's good. Like all power to them. Like, let them get better for sure. As a lower league fan, how do you feel about what happened with Wrexham? I know a lot of lower league fans hate them. Yeah, I can get that. I can get that. What's he saying? So lower league fans are so much more pure and proper grassroots. Visit your local team's games sometimes. It's a fun day out. Yeah, no, that's exactly my point. It is 100%. So that's what I was saying about going to see like Bradford when I live back up north, or going to see Leeds. Or Leeds are a big team, obviously, but Leeds obviously bigger than Wrexham or whatnot. But it is more of a fun day out. It's more of a proper sort of like match day experience, more of a salt of the earth, grassroots kind of experience. It lacks that kind of like commercial side of things that you get. I mean, we used to have that with Arsenal when we were at Highbury. As soon as we moved to the Emirates, it became way more corporate, way more sort of like just, I wouldn't say plastic, but do you know what I mean? It's just it wasn't enjoyable. I've been to numerous games at Highbury, numerous games at the Emirates, both wins, draws, losses. Highbury was always a much better experience. It just was, you know. And that is the reality of it. Made me laugh at Man City. Really? What Man City women's goalie is 5'7"? Fucking hell. Who's the Man City goalie? Man City women's goalkeeper. Man City 5'7". That is fucking small. Women's goalkeeper, especially as they use obviously the same size. Who's that? Kiera Keating. She's kind of fat. Am I allowed to say that? Well, I've said that anyway. She's a bit chunky, isn't she? Is that Kiara Keating you're talking about? It's definitely not Ronan Keating's sister or niece. There's some definite differences there. Or are we talking about the Japanese goalkeeper, Ayaka Yamashi? Ah, the Japanese one, Ayaka Yamashi. Oh, okay. Well, she's Japanese, and none of them are particularly big, are they? So that's a stereotype, but it's a stereotype for a reason because it is true. So hopefully nobody Japanese watching this will take offense to that, but it is kind of true. So there we go. Yeah, man. I've never watched a women's game live anyway. I've got a few people who are trying to tempt me into watching it. Maybe I'll get down to the Emirates one time. Maybe AJ will go catch a game at the Emirates sometime. But yes, God Almighty, man. God Almighty. So, yeah, Japanese. The Japanese. So, what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say now. So, yeah, no, I was going to go through a few more of these things. Blah, 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 if we can find some. So she's saying this guy, but this guy Enzo, by the way, this guy, let me have a little look at this guy. He says some nonsense. This guy has got how many? He's got 5,000 followers. It's not too bad. But this guy says a lot of shit about our club. Let's have a little look. Arteta about to have the same number of league titles. Klopp manager for 9 years at Liverpool, by the way. Yeah, but Klopp won some other things as well, by the way. So yeah, let's not talk about that until Arteta actually does that. So Odegaard, oh God, what's he saying about Odegaard? Most midfielders peak. I don't understand why Arsenal fans want to cash in and sign some 23-year-old midfielder. 23-year-old midfielders have been the best midfielder in the world. Whatever. This guy has Odegaard. So why are people saying Odegaard? Is this a thing now that people say Odegaard? Is this how low our standards are? That Odegaard is Odegaard's name is being changed to Odegaard. Why? What has he done to make him a god? By the way, can someone tell me? It's like, what are you talking about, Odegaard? Like, what's he done to attain God status? I don't really quite understand that. Yeah, you know, this glazing of Odegaard, by the way, just on this point, this glazing of Odegaard is kind of crazy. Like, because originally we were told that Kai Havertz, who was obviously injured for a while, is going to come back and save us. That didn't work. So now we're going to revert to Odegaard is going to come back and save us. I don't know if he's even going to come back because he's got the World Cup. Odegaard is clearly saving himself for the World Cup, for me personally. We're certainly not going to be saving it. It's not going to be like coming back and being our savior. People tend to forget that we were shit with him. I don't know if people have very short memories or something like this. It wasn't working with him in the team. So why are you sort of trying to say that he's going to come home and kind of like come home? He's going to come back and save us. It's a bit weird. But then our fan base is very weird like this. So, and yeah, let's have a look here. What's AJ put here? Enzo wants to leave. Oh, hang on. I've lost. I got a bit too far down. I've rabbited on for a little bit. I wouldn't go pay to go watch it. If it's on TV, I'll give it a watch. I kind of agree with that, truths, to be honest with you. That's kind of where I am at the moment. I get kind of pressurized into watching the games a little bit. Usually I just say no anyway, but I might watch one every now and then. Maybe. Let's see. Maybe. They are cheap, though. Enzo wants to leave because it's cold in the UK, I heard. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's not that cold. Like, it's really not that cold. Like, you can't deal with it. Like, I grew up in Yorkshire. We had minus 14. I grew up in minus 14, by the way. So, I mean, oh, God, it's not that cold, honestly. Jesus Christ, these people. Absolute, like, pussies, to be honest with you. The most experienced women's ticket I've had to pay was the Women's Champions League semi-final. That was 32 quid. Fucking hell. 32 quid. Yes, maybe like maybe 20 quid too much there. But anyway, I'm joking. But yeah, so yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad for a Champions League game. Um, yeah, Enzo is an overrated player. I mean, at the end of the day, he's not really produced for Chelsea. Yes, he's sporadic, but I mean, yeah, I put him on my fantasy league team and then took him out because it was like, oh, he's not actually doing anything. So yeah, beat to 3 wins games in the space of a week. 3 tickets combined was 104 quid. Well, there you go. I mean, that's like 3 days out. 104 quid. You can't really complain too much apart from the fact that you're watching women. But like, it's a joke. It's a joke. Yeah, you can't complain about that. Can't complain. Home games, I presume. Was that home games? 3 women's games, or was that three? No, it can't be 3 Arsenal games. Yeah, let me know. Oh yeah, I agree with this. That's about to appear on the screen. Get Odegaard out of my club. Worst captain we have ever had. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about in my lifetime. There's only really Gallas that I can say is comparable in terms of horribleness, and even then, Gallas in of himself was probably. I mean, obviously they play different positions, but was probably a better player overall. Certainly, okay, Odegaard. Okay, so I'll caveat that a little bit. Odegaard had that one good season, to be fair, but since then he's not really like taken to the role of being captain. He's not really taken to the role of what it means to be an Arsenal player. And okay, so I guess you could argue that fucking Gallus didn't do that either. Gallus or Odegaard? What do you think? What do you think, AJ? Do you think Odegaard's the worst? I know you said he's the worst, so you probably do think that, but do you think he's worse than Gallus? I don't know. I don't know. It's a 50-50. Yeah, Odegaard is washed. I mean, like, this is another Arteta. This is potentially another Arteta and coaching staff training issue, injury issue. Odegaard obviously had his injury when he was away. But the thing is, what people don't understand, and they'll blame it when he was away on international duty, but it's also how he's managed when he comes back. So, yes, obviously, the original Odegaard injury wasn't to do with Arsenal, it was to do with the international duty. However, there's a duty of care when he comes back and like how he's managed back into the Premier League and everything. So there's question marks over that potentially. Well, not potentially, definitely question marks over that. And yeah, I think he's done, man. Odegaard Odegaard is kind of like, ironically speaking, like Odegaard is kind of useful. He's useful if you're 2-0 up. It's an important game, and maybe you just want someone to come on and shore out the game. Maybe you just want someone to come on, kind of like keeping the passing game and the possession game ticking over, that kind of thing. He's not somebody you start with a view to kind of like winning the game or having enough stuff about him to win a game for you. But he's a player who can come on and can kind of like help with the retain possession, have like a possession retaining kind of like game. But if you're going to rely, that's just not a guy you can rely on for anything, whether it's to do with his technical ability or whether it's leadership. He ain't fucking a reliable leader. I mean, look at, like, I grew up on Tony Adams and Patrick Vieira. You want me to rate Odegaard as a captain? Fuck's sake. Absolutely truth. He is an overhyped. He's so overhyped. He's one of the most overhyped. Like, okay, I'm going to go toilet for a sec. Can you think? I'm going to go toilet a sec. I'll leave you with this for a sec. Is there a more overhyped player in modern football than Odegaard? I'll leave you with that just for 2 minutes whilst I go bathroom. But I'm trying to think. I'll have a think of it as well whilst I go bathroom. And it's like, is there a more overhyped player at a top English club than Martin Odegaard? No, it's funny you said that, Drew, because I actually said this about Liverpool. I thought they were dark horses for the FA Cup. It's just kind of like a typical thing that would happen. You always get teams like that. You get a team that's kind of doing shit in their league and then they go and win a cup, whether it's the Champions League or the FA Cup. And I think it's way more likely that they win the FA Cup because they ain't winning the Champions League because they got PSG, who will likely beat them. Bayern for the Champions League is, yeah, it's going to be Bayern Barcelona final. I said Barcelona as winners, so I guess I got to stick with that. But I do see what you're saying for sure. I think it's going to be Bayern Barcelona final. I think Barca will do it, but Bayern could easily do it. It's one of them two in it. It's got to be one of them two. Sure, they are the best two teams by far. Like I'm Real Betis as well as where did I put my Real Betis shirt? I got my Real Betis shirt. I got some Real Betis shirts in my cupboard anyway. You can see the Arsenal one that's back in the distance there. I meant to bring that forward actually. See this Arsenal shirt, by the way. Check this out. That is, you can't really see it because it's dark now. But this is signed by all the players from the Champions League final, which we lost. It's signed by the Champions League final squad. Although they didn't wear that particular shirt, they wore the yellow shirt, but it's the third kit from that year, sort of thing, signed by all the players. So I got that as a really wonderful best man present. So that's all good. Saka's fallen off this season. Oh God, yeah, of course he has. I mean, we all looked at this around sort of March time last year when we were about to play Real Madrid, and we were saying that should he be coming back so quickly? Should he really be coming back this quickly when, after his injury sort of thing? And there was like a lot of people who were kind of like correctly saying that he shouldn't be coming back this injury. He shouldn't be coming back this season. Sorry, for fuck's sake, I can't talk now. See, it's late. It's nearly 3 a.m. That's what I'll blame. But yeah, he shouldn't be coming back so soon from that injury. It's a grade 3 hamstring tear. That means that the hamstring is off the bone. It's literally torn off the bone. And then to rush him back, we basically rushed him back for the Real Madrid game. It's absolutely ridiculous. And we were all predicting this, like, well, do we really want to rush him back for this game? Or should we just kind of like be a bit more cautious about it with, extrapolating out into the future with next season on the horizon? And look what's happened. Unfortunately, we don't say these things to be controversial. We don't say these things to be negative or to be kind of like a downer on things. We're looking at this and thinking, fucking hell, we need to sort of like be careful with this guy. And we haven't been careful with this guy. And look where we are. His form has massively dropped. Like, you're fully right, Truth, that his form has completely fallen off a cliff this season. And this is what I was saying to people. I was like, do you foresee Saka getting back to where he was? Can you foresee that? Like, I can't foresee that happening. Yeah, I follow Arsenal religiously. My friend is an Arsenal fan. Your forwards are really poor recently. Yeah, our whole kind of attack is very bizarre because I was saying to AJ earlier, we got these statistics which show that we're scoring goals, etc., etc. But when you actually watch the games, you see that we don't really have attacking cohesion. And like last season, they'll talk about the goal stats. So last season, a third of our goals were scored against 3 teams. This season, a fifth of our goals are scored against 3 teams. So it's kind of like misleading a little bit. Then you factor in the fucking the corners and set pieces stuff, and then you just factor in watching the games. Like if you just watch our games, you can see that it was a struggle a lot of the time to get forward. Apart from, I think, when Man City won the league with Jesus as a sort of false nine kind of thing. Apart from that, like when has a team won the league in England, didn't have like an established goal scorer? City have always had Haaland. Like Liverpool had Salah. There's always been an established goal scorer in the team. And what the top Gunners will try to sort of argue is that, we're sharing the goals around as if that's a good thing. It's like, it's okay, cool. It's cool that like different players are able to score goals. But ordinarily, you do need that focal point. Like you need that bags, man. You need that consistent striker. That's what you rely on. That's your food and drink. Just like you need a proper keeper at the back, just like you need a proper defender. It's like you need a David Seaman or a Jens Lehmann, just like you need a Tony Adams, just like you need a Patrick Vieira in midfield. You need that Thierry Henry up front, and we don't have that at the moment. And I don't know if any striker that we could get in will do that, given the system that we play. Yeah, it's factual information. Factual information. What do you think of Arteta? Arteta has to go if you don't win the Premier this year. 100%. Football is boring to watch. It is boring to watch, but if he gets us over the line, just fucking get us over the line in it, and we talk about it later. I still think I can understand why people say they want him to go if he wins the league, because they're kind of like looking forward and they're saying, okay, this has been a shit Premier League like competition, and what people are worried about is, you know, improving, like the opposition improving, and then Arteta not improving, and then us falling behind because of that, and maybe being fourth or third or whatever, which I think is completely normal, salient point, to be honest with you. But yeah, if not, he has to go bye-bye, go bye-bye-bye. Odegaard is the most subbed off captain in Arsenal history, which is mad. The amount of times he's been subbed off as a captain is crazy. For someone who's on 250k, how much is Odegaard on? He's on 250k, isn't he? Odegaard wage is on 12.4 million a year. Oh god, he's on 12.4 million a year. This bro, he's 240k a week. Fucking hell! Can you imagine? I'm not one of these kind of like, oh, hashtag equality merchants, but fucking hell, man. Seriously, fucking 240k a week for that guy. Oh, it's depressing. Anyway, never mind. Yeah, you're right, Truth. Declan does need to be. He basically is de facto captain now, isn't he? He's sort of like almost holding a coup to be captain. He's kind of like claiming the captaincy without necessarily overtly stating it, but he's just sort of like leading into the captaincy. I can't think of one, but the players going actually, yeah. In terms of overhyped players, my question, yeah. I mean, Garnacho, yeah, was he even that overhyped though? I mean, he was hyped up a little bit. I was still amazed when he went to Chelsea. I was kind of like, why is anybody buying him? And then it's been proved right because he's not done anything. Like just because he scored one overhead kick, suddenly he's apparently amazing, which he isn't. Rice captain, Gabriel vice captain. I think that's fair. I think like I think sometimes in clubs seniority takes preference. So I think if they were going to change from Odegaard, it wouldn't surprise me if they gave it to Gabriel just because of his seniority. I agree with you in terms of like who it should go to. It should go to Rice because he demonstrates it. I think Gabriel demonstrates it a lot as well. I think it's quite close between the two of them. To be honest with you, it's between the two of them. I wouldn't mind which one gets it. I suppose being a midfielder myself in a similar mold as Rice, I would be biased, I suppose, and say that it should be Rice because you're in the center of the pitch, so you kind of like have a view of everything. But I guess you could argue that for a defender as well, he's looking out over everything. Yeah, I don't know. I'll go with Rice. I do like Gabriel as captain, but I think Rice overall is the better captain. Yeah, I agree with that. You win Prem because not because you necessarily deserve it, because Man City. Well, yeah, we'll win the Prem this season because of everyone else's like ridiculousness, because everyone else is kind of like shit. So everyone else is bang average, and we're apparently told that this is going to be one of the greatest Premier League victories ever because it's so competitive. No. That's not how it works. It's competitive because everyone is shit, not because everyone is so super good. You don't see Burnley playing scintillating football. Hell, you don't see Liverpool, Chelsea. You see Man United play a bit better recently since Carrick took over, but you don't see Man City. You don't see us. Which of the big teams do you see playing consistent, scintillating football? You don't. Like, name me the team. Like it's just mad. But obviously, people want to conflate things, don't they? They want to try and twist and make things into what it's not. Buying 100% win the champs. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, with the high line that they play, they are conceding a lot of goals. To be fair, they are conceding a lot of goals. Yeah, AJ, this is apparently why it's called Truth. I presume it's a he. I come across as a he anyway. But yeah, we're not supposed to presume these days, are we? But yeah, That's why he's called Truth. And yeah, you find when young players get given big wages, they usually fuck up. I mean, it's like whenever any player gets given that kind of 300k plus a week wage, it just seems to be like the kiss of death. It seems to be the kiss of death. It's like who, especially with Arsenal anyway, like who has actually got this kind of wage and has gone on to do great things? No one. Everyone's failed. Everyone's failed. Money goes to the head, like they say. Just an opinion. Saka will drop. Yeah, Saka. Yeah, this is the thing. This is a good point. People start to think about like, oh well, you know, is he just going to improve? He'll get over this, whatever. But like, there is also the other possibility that he just gets worse and worse. that is a very real possibility. He will go in a couple of years and he will end sour. Yeah, I to be honest with you, I can't disagree with that. I like ending sour. Like, I can't see it at the moment anyway. I can't see any other inevitability. I can't see anything else of the end. It's already gone sour. And yeah, you can only see it getting worse, to be honest with you. Hey, it's kind of crazy. I don't believe it with the money of Saka. I fully believe his injuries because his first jump was 10 grand to 95 and he still plays it. Yeah, I mean, it's just for some reason, AJ, is when they get that like 300k plus wage, so many of them fuck up for whatever reason. There's multiple reasons for it. But with Saka, you are right that his injuries is a big part of it. But it just seems to be like injury, 300k a week, just a recipe for fucking disaster, to be honest with you. And yeah, truth, like basically his injury was a big one. It was a grade 3 hamstring tear. Grade 3 hamstring tear basically means that the hamstring has come off the bone. It's like hanging off. That's why he's got such a huge scar on his hamstring area underside of his leg. It's a really, really nasty injury. And a player like that as well, it's not so bad necessarily if you're a defender or maybe a central defensive midfielder. But if you're a player who's a winger who relies on burst, who relies on energy, an attacking forward player who's constantly trying to attack, constantly trying to get forward, when you've had that kind of injury, it's very difficult to come back to your full strength. Yes, exactly. As AJ says, he ripped his hamstring completely off the bone. Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. Rodri, since he came back, yeah, he's taken a long time to get back. He's slowly getting back. Yep, horrible injury. And yeah, he should have had a few months off for sure. In an ideal world, we would have kept him off the rest of last season and then brought him back afresh this season. But obviously, Arteta's got to Arteta, hasn't he? And we had the Real Madrid game, and then, you know, he has to come back and he plays on fucking adrenaline. And then it all goes wrong this season. Anyway, yes, AJ, Joe. Yes, Joe. Nice to meet you, Joe, man. Good to meet you, man. Cheers for dropping by. I wish I knew how to do the fucking contribution thing. I don't know if you can do it. You must be able to do this on fuck it. I don't know. Maybe it's like a super chat. Is there not a super chat option with Restream? I'm not saying you have to do this, by the way, but I'm just curious now that you mentioned it. So if I want to, can I not do this? I'm just going on it on YouTube. Is that way not able to? If I, I'm just curious how I actually do this if I wanted to do it. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to do this. How would you do it? I'm just curious if anybody asks me this again in the future. I need to sort this out for next time, maybe. Oh, I don't know. There must be some way of doing it. But anyway, fuck it. It's not that important. But thank you for the sentiment. Yes. Speaking of Declan Rice, 2 free kicks are still the last 2. Yeah. People saying that Declan Rice is like is as good as free kicks as David Beckham. It's all right. We need to calm down a little bit. This is what happens with Arsenal fans, isn't it? It's like they just like go over the top about everything. It's just so jarring. It's like, why do you have to go over the top in absolutely everything that you say? It's so weird. These guys are so strange, honestly. Just bear with me 1 second. I'm just trying to fix something on the computer here. So my computer's messing up a little bit here. Just one sec. Why are you being a bitch? Such a bitch. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, yeah, it doesn't let me. Oh, for some reason. Oh, okay. Never mind. I'll sort that out later. Anyway, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so those free kicks. Yeah, the shot from behind the free kick was great, but like he doesn't do it as great as they were. He doesn't do it consistently enough to be compared to David Beckham, though. It's like, what the fuck are you on about? Not you, Truce, obviously, but like, what are the people on about who compare him to Beckham? Breckham, not one team in the league this year actually plays nice football. Yeah, that's true. I mean, Brentford, of all the teams, I'm kind of like trying to think in my head, like of all the teams, like Brentford are maybe the only one that play decent football. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? Like, there's nobody else that actually plays decent football. I was quite impressed when we played Brentford, though, because they actually tried to pass it about a little bit, tried to put some passing moves together, and yet they don't really get many props, do they? Brentford, they don't. Yeah. Anyway, fuck it. Sorry, still messing around with the computer. I'll leave that alone. I'm getting distracted. Yeah, I used to enjoy watching Liverpool play, but not anymore. They're just sort of all over the place. Yeah, I would trade Saka for Elise in a heartbeat. Yeah, right now, 100%. 100%. He's, yeah, like you say, Truce is a genuinely world-class player. This is the thing that I get asked this in the gym as well. I go gym and then like there's basically all my mates in the gym are either Man United or Spurs fans. So I kind of like got this situation where like I only speak to Man United or Spurs fans, and like multiple times I've been asked like, is Saka world class? And of course, like, he's not world class. He was on his way to being world class, but he didn't make it. And now with this injury, unfortunately for him, it's sad for him that he probably won't get there. He had the potential to get there, but our fan base acts like he is there. Our fan base acts like he's already world class. He's just not. But it speaks to the wider point of like standards being so low these days that Saka, the way that he's playing, is considered world class, which is it's just not true. And it's not trying to be nasty or mean or anything. It's just not true, is it? I mean, what does he do that's world class? Like, he has no range to his game. He has one thing that he does well, and he was developing, but even that now he can't do that well because of his injury, and he doesn't have anything else in his locker. So how is he world class? Please, I'd love to know. I would love to know. Liverpool getting Xabi Alonso. Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting. I saw this a few times. Oh dear, I'm parched and need another drink. I saw this a few times. Xabi Alonso. That could be interesting for Liverpool. The thing is, Xabi Alonso started playing a bit like Arteta at Real Madrid. That's why they wanted him out. They didn't like his style of play at Real Madrid. Also, he wasn't really, doing as well as they had hoped. So, but I mean, he could look. It looks like Slot's probably going to go after this season because Liverpool actually have standards, despite winning the league. They want to get rid of him, which is, that's what a big club does. If the Arsenal fans, a lot of our fan base are saying about us being a big club. Well, if we're a big club, we wouldn't have Arteta. Like, what other big club? What other big club would employ a manager after finishing 2 points off third and then allow him to then finish eighth, and then fifth in 3 years, and then second, and then still keep him? Come on. This is not the actions of a big club. This is the actions of a farmer of a field of cash cows. They milk those udders. They just milk the udders. Get those udders. Get that milk out. Get that Arsenal milk out. It's a slightly odd bit of hand movement there. Anyway, but that's what they're doing. They're milking the udders. Liverpool's biggest mistake was letting them we can go to Bayern. He was incredible. Yeah, I mean, yep, absolutely. Yeah, to monetize the YouTube channel, I have to hit 1,000 subs. I don't know if that is applicable to super chats though. In fact, I can check that out. Actually, yeah, it's a good point. Do you know? Do either of you know, AJ or Joe? Do you know if it like I have to have 1,000 subs to monetize? I didn't think so. Do I have to have? Let me ask the old trusty Chat GPT. No, I say trusty; it's a bit fucking woke, but anyway. Do I have to have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube to allow people to give me super chats when I'm live? That was phrased slightly badly, but anyway, it knows what I mean, presumably. No, you don't need to have 1,000 subscribers. YouTube added a lower entry tier. What is the lower entry tier? 500. 500. So I just need to 10x my subscribers. That makes more sense now. Okay. I understand. That's cool. At least I understand it now. I understand it now. As long as I understand things, I'm cool. So that's fine. That's fine. Let's try and get to 500 subs. It would be great. Do you know what I mean? It's like I have two channels. I have this football channel which I do kind of for fun, and then I have I'll shout it out if you guys want to check it out. It's called Reality Generation. I make movies. I make AI movies. Now they're not sloppy AI movies. They're not shitty AI movies. That's the whole point. I try to make them as realistic as possible. And it's getting pretty good AI at making things realistic, but it is AI movies. So what I tend to do is because I'm a music producer as well, so I put my music with the AI movies, and it's all about kind of like sort of emotive, atmospheric kind of like stuff. It's not like sort of very sort of commercial or sort of like blockbustery movies, but it's just kind of like interesting kind of like atmospheres. I like creating interesting emotive atmospheres. So anyway, that's that. So that's the movie channel is the one I'm trying to grow more because I'm more kind of into that as such. But I really do enjoy talking about football and doing this kind of thing. So if both could grow, that would be great. But unfortunately, I'm not a top gunner who says everything's amazing. The manager's the greatest thing ever. So I don't get that many subs because we're told, aren't we, AJ, that being negative and rallying against the manager and being against the manager is what gives you subscribers and gets you monetized. But we all know that's actually the fucking opposite of the truth. Because just look at people like Igal, 40k subscribers Igal's got, and he knows fuck all about this team and this football club. He really does. Sorry, but he just knows fuck all. And there's a lot of people like him. It's just, it's just jarring, man. I'm not saying that I'm fucking amazing, but I know much more than Igal in terms of our football club and football in general. And he's got 40k subscribers and I've got 56. But I guess he works more hard at promoting, so whatever. Luis Enrique's own words, I would love to work in England one day. Oh, God. Please, he's got to go to Man City. Don't go to Man City. Berta pay whatever he costs to get him. Yeah, he won the treble at two different clubs. Good point. Yes, I can't. God, man. In an ideal world, we get Luis Enrique, but I just have this horrible feeling that we're just going to like announce the Arteta extension of the contract because his contract expires in 2027, and I just feel like he's going to be. They've got it penciled in. They're just waiting for the right time to announce it, and we're going to be stuck with this fucking process for a few years more. And God Almighty, you and me, AJ, we're just going to give up at some point. Honestly, Luis Diaz has been a big loss. Would you take Luis Enrique? Yeah, 100%. A proven winner. I mean, multiple winner. Yeah, he's got like 1 year. I think he's got 1 year left on his contract at PSG. And yeah, if he had the right money, he'd go. I think he said he wanted to manage away. I think he said he wanted to manage England, didn't he? Since the start, yeah. This is the point that AJ made earlier, Joe. Since the start of the season, there's been 144 different. It's almost unbelievable, isn't it? It's like you read that and that your brain struggles to process it. 104. It seems wrong, doesn't it? It seems like it's incorrect. It seems like he's made it up. It's true. 144 different injuries in the men's squad. Like he says, again, 144. It's quite astonishing stuff. It's really, really astonishing. It's insane. Like you say, Joe, it's absolutely fucking insane. I mean, it's like it's some effort, isn't it? It's obviously indicative of some deeper problems. you know, Luis Enrique as manager wants to win all five of the big five leagues, and to quote, "I would love to work in England." Yeah, exactly. It's what we're saying. He wants to work in England one day. He definitely came out and said that. Luis Enrique, 9.6 million a season. Arteta, oh fucking hell, yeah. Do you know what? But this is another thing I don't understand. Like a lot of our fans don't quite understand responsibility and accountability. If I was paid 15 million a season, no matter what my job was, whether I'm manager of Arsenal, whether I'm whatever, I'm working for some corporate, whatever it is, yeah. If I'm getting paid 15 million a season, guess what? I think I'm probably going to have pressure to meet very lofty targets. I'm going to have big targets. I'm going to need to meet them because you're paying me 300k a week, which is essentially what 15 million a year is. 300k a week. So if we give Luis Enrique that, which is okay, so it's not double, but it's something like 1.5 what he's getting. I mean, you don't think you could if we can pay Arteta 15.6 million, can't we pay Luis Enrique like 18, like double his wage ish, 19? Surely. I mean, think about the figures that we're talking about here. These are multi-billionaire owners. We can pay Luis Enrique 19 million. Get it fucking done, Kroenkes. Seriously. But how serious are the Kroenkes? That's the thing. Arteta's he's not the highest paid manager in the world. He's the fourth highest paid manager in the world, which is enough. That's bad enough as it is. Yeah, like AJ says, he's the fourth. I think he was the third for a bit as well. I think he dropped down to 4 because of someone else who I forget. Sorry. Yes, exactly. Your crying laughter emoji is appropriate, Joe. One cup in 6 years. These all yeah. Oh, bro. Oh God, it's just a great point. Look, this is the thing, AJ. Look, that we have me and AJ and other parts of our community here. We have to deal with our own fan base, like bigging him up and saying how amazing he is. And it's interesting when somebody who's outside the fan base per se looks at it like this. I mean, it's a fairly simple point. You're completely true with what you're saying. One cup in 6 years, and he's on 15 million. That's the problem that we have. We have the reason we have mid-club mentality, and I will go into this in a bit more in just 1 second. So I got to go back to the bathroom again. But like one cup in 6 years is on 15 million. This is reflective of the mid-club mentality which sort of pervades through the club at the moment, which is one of the biggest, if not the biggest problem we have now. It's almost like it's been engineered purposely to reduce the expectations to the fans, to allow the owners to make as much and maximize as much profit as possible out of as little as possible, if you catch my drift. Because the difference between finishing first and fourth is not really that much in the Premier League in terms of like wages. In terms of prize money. So between first and fourth is like a few million in terms of prize money. So obviously, as an owner, if you're thinking in a business sense and not in a football sense, you don't really care about that. You want to sort of maximize the profit as much as possible. So you're just going to try and get away with what you can, which is what the fucking Kroenkes are doing. And it's not because they're American. It's not because of all this kind of stuff. It's just because they ain't football people. They just ain't. But the thing is, it's gone on long enough now, and they will be getting grief from their mates and stuff. Best believe they'll be getting grief from their mates if their man isn't winning anything. They'll start to get shit. This is what these top gunners don't understand as well. They ain't going to keep Arteta indefinitely just because he's competing. This is another thing they say a lot as well. Well, as long as he's competing, he's going to stay. No, 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 no. He stayed long enough. It's almost like he's overstayed. But at the end of the day, if he's still only competing, even the Kroenkes won't deal with that for another year or two because they'll be just getting too much shit. It'll make them look bad. He will need to go. If he wins nothing this season, for sure, he will need to go. And we're back in just 1 sec. Sorry. Fucking one cup in 6 years, man. It is, yes, exactly. That's the right word. Criminal. It's fucking criminal, isn't it? Well, this is the thing, truth. It's like, what other club, organization, whatever, would keep a manager this long? Look at it. Man U, no. Liverpool, no. Man City, no. Chelsea, no. Real, no. Barca, no. Bayern, no. Inter, Milan, Juve, no. No other team. There is no other team you can genuinely, hand on heart, telling the truth, unbiasedly say, keeps a manager who, or a club that claims to be a big team, keeps a manager this long with only like one FA Cup, an FA Cup that was won with the previous manager's team, or using using the previous manager's system, by the way, as well, three at the back, and basically was bailed out by Aubameyang, who he then later sacked off because he went to see his mum who had breast cancer and was late back after seeing his mum who had breast cancer. For me, I mean, me and AJ were talking about this earlier, but for me, that seems almost like it was a bit of an excuse to like get rid of him. It was just kind of like for Arteta in Arteta's mind, like a sort of like straw that broke the camel's back sort of thing. But it's just like bollocks, basically. I mean, we should know Arteta can't deal with a player who is higher value than him. Arteta has to be the highest value one because then he doesn't have the if he's dealing with a player who's higher value than him, he doesn't have the clout over them. And he doesn't like that. He needs to have the clout. He needs the clout. Oops. Oh, God's sake. What's going on here? There we go. Diego Simeone, Inzaghi, ex-Inter manager, is now in Saudi. There are three. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. Simone, 100%. 100%. He knows, I mean, he knows how to win. I mean, I don't know. I'd take him over Arteta. It wouldn't be my first choice. I would certainly like Ancelotti, but Arsenal fans will tell you Ancelotti's washed and all this kind of nonsense. Currently, Arteta could have won 23 different trophies. He won one. This is the thing, AJ, isn't it? When we say to people like, oh, yo, like, when people say to us, because what me and AJ get in our community get quite a lot from other Arsenal fans is, what manager could have done a better job than this? There's nobody in the world who could have done a better job than Super Duper Uber Cooper Trooper Mikel Arteta. Nobody could have done a better job. All a person needed to do a better job was to win more than one trophy in 23 attempts. Just one Carabao Cup or one FA Cup would have been better. Because I ain't counting like these fucking second places. I ain't out celebrating. I ain't out street partying in Finsbury Park down the road. I'm in North London, like down the road. I ain't celebrating second place. My last best memory was 2017 when we won the FA Cup under Arsene Wenger. That was my last street party. That was like my friends came down from other parts of the country. That was my last celebration. I'm not saying to any kids or anybody in the future that, oh, well, we finished second and we were out celebrating. No, that's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. But these people conflate success. They conflate competing with success or success with competing, whatever you put it, because they're weirdos who don't have a particularly amazing expansive consciousness. Pep, they need to get some magic mushrooms. I mean, get some magic mushrooms here. I have absolutely no problem with stating that I recommend magic mushrooms in the correct dose, under the correct environmental conditions to everybody. Take some magic mushrooms, preferably Hawaiian, preferably the bluer the better, but just be careful, the right dose. Don't go crazy. Like with anything, you have too much alcohol, you can go crazy. You have too much weed, you can go crazy. Coke, MD, whatever. Have the right amount of mushrooms. Go for it. Expand your consciousness and understand that we can do better than Mikel Arteta. It may come as a surprise to people, but we can actually do better than one trophy in 23. Some people need to get this through their fucking thick skulls. But, us lot here on this channel and other channels in our community understand this. Unfortunately, we are in a minority and we have, unfortunately, currently no effect on the club. Hopefully, we can grow and have an effect in the future. Well, hopefully, we don't need to, but, the way it's going at the moment, God only knows. Luckily, we have an asteroid heading towards Earth in 2029, which will probably obliterate us and put us out of our misery. Anyway, Pep, Diego Simeone, and Inzaghi, the ex-Inter manager, who's now in Saudi. Oh, yeah, did I read that? Sorry. I'm behind. Sorry. I would take Simeone, of course, yeah. It's crazy to me how he hasn't been sacked yet. Surely he's gone if you don't win the Prem. Surely, don't put it past this club to give him a contract extension. Honestly, Simone is quite, yeah, he's got backbone for sure. I take Simone, Hansi Flick, yeah, all of those. Yes, even Renee Sliggers, who probably shouldn't go in the changing rooms. But anyway, yes, other than that, she would definitely be, she's a winner, basically. And we need a winner. And the thing is, like, people would turn around and say, well, Arteta's winning games. Yes, but he doesn't win trophies. That's that next level up. See, people seem to sort of stop. It's like, you're winning games. Okay, cool. That gets you to this level. You need to get to this next level where winning games turns into winning silverware, because that's what elite sport is all about. This may come as a surprise, not to us here, but to the other Arsenal fans and, you know, the idiots. Jesus God, it's just so frustrating, isn't it? Sadly, there are a lot of people that love Arteta more than mine, and yeah, exactly. This is the problem. It's Arteta FC. It's Arteta FC over Arsenal. And if you go on X and everything, as I was doing, but you know, I'm not going to scroll through it so much. I mean, well, actually, let me just get rid of that. Let's come back here. Yes, come on. Okay, this didn't work. I thought this was going to change. Are you going to change? Unbelievable. There we go. There we go. We're back. Yeah. So I mean, it's like it's a lot of these people on X. They call themselves King Arteta, Arteta for the win, Arteta or Cone Teta, or you know, any kind of like Arteta variant, and it's sort of like it's all about him. And I'm very curious. I'm really curious, genuinely, to see what happens when he goes. Like, what happens to these fans? What are they going to do? I've said it to them, and they don't really reply. Um, they don't reply because they have nothing, because they don't see past Arteta being a manager. It's just kind of crazy, really. Let's get back into this so I can orientate myself. So yeah, are you watching match going for? Yeah, AJ goes to matches. I'm just curious what else. I think AJ goes to more of the women's matches. It's hard to get tickets for the men's matches. And if you do get tickets, you're paying through the nose for games which will be shit to watch. I mean, like I said earlier, it's like when I say to Top Gooners who are talking about how we're an amazing team and all this kind of stuff, I say, well, okay, have we been performing like there was one guy who was saying that, oh, we've been so perfect this season, our performances have been amazing. I said to him, well, how long does it take you generally when you watch an Arsenal match? How long does it take you before you look at your phone? And it's like they don't answer, because it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it actually takes me like 2 minutes before, or 5 minutes before I look at my phone, or 10 minutes maybe before I look at my phone. And the reason for that is because it's shit. It's crap to watch, to be honest with you. That's just, it's not you can't deny that. We've had sporadic performances, don't get me wrong. We sporadically perform, but sporadic performances doth not necessarily a fucking league win you. Do you know what I mean? Hey, I can't get a men's ticket to save my life. Yeah, it is difficult. Proud match going fan for the Arsenal win. Them tickets are very easy to get. Support the club, not just the men. Yeah, absolutely fair enough, man. I mean, I'm not massively into the women's team, but I fully respect that. And it's great to go to games. Going to games is going to, like, the reason. One of the reasons we all follow football is, and Joe knows this as well, for going to Luton, is that match day atmosphere. There's nothing. Okay, so I'm massively into drum and bass. I love my drum and bass. I DJ drum and bass. I produce drum and bass. I love the atmosphere of being in a club at 2 a.m. in the morning. You've had a little bit to drink, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, the atmosphere of the music is just great. It's wonderful. The only other thing that's comparable to that for me is like going to a football match. You got like a full crowd there. You got a massive, especially at night under the lights and all this kind of stuff. My point being, it's all about that atmosphere and all about that collective, embracing of everything. And it's a wonderful experience, whether you're watching the men or the women. It's a great experience, and especially like I was saying before, when you can get to local games, you have that grassroots experience as well. You get yourself a nice pie. Myself a nice pie and chips. You know what I mean? I'm northern, so of course I love myself a nice pie and chips. I actually don't have any pies in the fridge, which is a shame. I have a 24-hour shop just behind my house. I could go get a pie literally right now and some chips. But yeah, maybe not. Maybe I'll say that till tomorrow. Yeah, in real life, if you're paid to do your job, hit target, sell others, you're a player. Yeah, exactly. I mean, why is it so different? How can a man on 50 million be able to get away with winning nothing without accountable consequence? Because what he's done enough to get the owners enough profit. It's a cash cow for the owners. He does enough. As long as we're top four, he will 100% be sacked if we got out of the top four. But as long as he's in the top four, as long as there's not too much noise around that, he will stay in the job. And that's the problem we have. A lot of people go to men's games. I do know, saying people are saying he can't stay if he bottles the Prem here. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's good to know, to be honest with you. It's actually reassuring. But it's kind of like what I was saying on Gianni's show. Like what a lot of the online fans don't realize that a lot of the match going fans. Do you know what? I'm just going to open the window. Sorry, it's getting a bit hot in here. One sec. Oh, the moon, big bright moon out there in Jupiter as well. I think Jupiter is in the constellation Gemini at the moment. I'm a bit of an astronomer type person as well, so always interested by that. But yeah, so yeah, Jupiter's right out the window there, shining brightly. It's quite close to the Earth at the moment. Jupiter is basically Earth's bodyguard. If it wasn't for Jupiter, we would be completely destroyed in about 10 minutes by about a zillion asteroids. Jupiter being so big, its gravitational pull pulls the asteroids away from the Earth. There's a bunch of asteroids that head towards the Earth constantly. Jupiter gets them, throws them away because of its huge gravitational pull, and basically saves the Earth every second. So we have to big up Jupiter for that. Big up to Jupiter for allowing us to still live. But yeah, so I had an argument all the time. Arteta's success rate in the job and getting sacked. Why is it? Yeah, exactly. So what? But I guess AJ is sort of down to what are the targets? What are the targets from the Kroenkes? Because if you remember, Van Persie said that he met with the Kroenkes when he was trying to thrash out his new contract. They were talking about numbers and money earned. They weren't talking about trophies, and that really put him off. And then he went to Man United and won the league. So there you go. I think that I don't see why that would be still different. I don't see why that would be any different now. Working IT sales, if it don't, yeah, exactly. Normal. It's normal, isn't it? Doesn't seem to apply to Arteta 100%. We don't know why. Well, no, we do know why, because of the other money that comes in. Because we're not looking at the owners aren't looking at trophies; they're looking at profit. Unfortunately, like they said themselves, they didn't come here to win trophies. They came here to well, presumably, well. They said they didn't come here to win trophies, which implies that they came here to basically make profit. So thanks to them for that. So you kind of wish that Usmanov took him over, isn't it? I can only assume don't want to have to pay the fee to release him. There's that. He will be under one. He will have 1 year left after this season. He will have 1 year left after this season, which I really hope they go grow some balls if he doesn't win anything. But will they? All big clubs set their manager for KPIs. I'm like, yeah, exactly. They should. Exactly. That's my point about big clubs. Like, which other big club? Like, no one can name it, by the way. I've said this question so many times on X. Like, nobody can name big clubs, a big club that would keep the manager this long and under these circumstances. But the Arsenal fans will tell you, oh, but he's just done such a good job. We were plumbing the depths and blah, blah, blah. We nearly finished. We were basically a Granit Xhaka penalty giveaway away from finishing third under Unai Emery. People seem to forget that. Should he not win anything this season, he'd become one trophy from a possible 26. Oh, it's fucking horrendous, isn't it? If he doesn't win it, he still won't be sacked. Oh God, yes, that's probably true, to be honest with you. Yeah, we do know that, sadly. Great suggestion on Enrique. If you think about his ethos and his playing style, he will get the best out of Arsenal in the seconds. Yeah, we just need someone to get that attack going. The defense is fine for now. It's fine enough. We still need a left back, which is insane, because when he took over, we had the best left back we've had since Arteta, but that left back has gone. And it's now 6 years later. I mean, we were talking about Kieran Tierney being the captain of the club when Arteta took over, and it's just a madness, man. I would take Wenger back. Yeah, even Wenger will get us. Yeah, exactly. Put Wenger back in this team, managing this team now, or like give Wenger like £1 billion from 2020, guess what's going to happen? Yeah, we would have at least won the title last season, and we wouldn't have been the FA Cups or anything like that. I've never wanted Arteta to lose because I love it. Yeah, exactly. It's Arsenal over Arteta. That's what these fans don't understand. That's what these fans don't understand. It's like, because we do knock Arteta. Obviously, we give him grief because he hasn't won anything and because of the horrible trophy record. But we still love the club more than him. We still want the club to succeed. This is why I'm saying, like, win me the title, and then we can talk about that stuff later. Just win a trophy, and then in June, July, whatever, we talk about, do we keep him? Do we change the style of play? One of the things that amuses me is this idea. I don't know where this has come from, AJ. I don't know where this has come from. Maybe or Joe. But this idea that I've seen this quite a lot on X, that if Arteta wins the Premier League, he's then going to change his style and play like luxurious, amazing football. So, i.e., not like play the defensive football anymore. I'm not sure where they're getting this from. It's like, we haven't played like that since 22-23. So there seems to be this idea that we're going to go back to playing like 22-23 once he's won the title, because he's been pragmatic on purpose now, but he has the skills once he's won the title to then play the attacking football again from next season, should we win the title this season, which is mad cope. It's like, there's so much cope with this fan base. It's unbelievable. They kind of like plumb to such depths, creative depths. It's kind of crazy. Never wanted Arsenal to lose. I'm just trying to figure out where I am on the thing. I think you're losing the camera last week. Said, "Oh, Arsenal saw when things get hot and tense." Yes, we did. Yeah, it's we always do. It's like I was saying on Gianni's earlier. It's like, name me a game that's a high pressure game that we've succeeded in under Arteta. Like, it's a truly, truly high pressure game, because people might say Real Madrid quarter-final of the Champions League. Okay, there's pressure on that. Don't get me wrong. But it's not the same as the semi-final or the final few days of the season. The only thing I would say in sort of Arteta's defense, to be fair, just because we're fair here, the 23-24 season, Man City were just relentless in that. We did fuck up against Villa. We did fuck up against West Ham, but Man City were relentless that season. But you could still make the same argument that under in those pressure times, in those pressure games against Villa and West Ham, we fucked up when the heat got too much. It's got me to the manager's faults, which there are quite a few. But unless you talk to the Arsenal fans who believe that he is some sort of reincarnation of Jesus, winning games means nothing if you can get nothing from it. No one remembers those who finish second place. Yeah, that's exactly my point. I'm not celebrating second place. It's like, but there are people who are celebrating second place, and it's weird to me. It's a weird mid-club mentality. So what I was going to say is, basically, our fans treat us, they look at us like we're Aston Villa. And it's so true. If you think about what they say about Arteta, and if you think about what Unai Emery has done with Aston Villa, it's completely aligned. So a lot of our fans will say, okay, well, look how far he's brought us. Look at the team he took over and look at where we are now. No one else could have done a better job. If he leaves, no one else could do a better job. If he leaves, well, the club will plummet down the table. Think about think about Emery and Aston Villa. Look how far Emery took Aston Villa, close to relegation, took them straight into the Champions League. Look how far he brought them. Who could have done a better job than that? I'm not sure many managers could have done a better job than that. If Emery were to leave Villa, who could reasonably do a better job than that? I'm not sure many managers could. Has he changed our lives? If you're a Villa fan, has he changed your life? He probably has changed your life. These are all the things we hear about Arteta. So for all the grief that these fans give Unai Emery, saying he's shit, saying, "Oh, look at Emery with Aston Villa, he's failing again." This proves, like when we beat Villa 4-1, we had all the Arsenal fans saying, "Oh, this proves that Arteta is a better manager than Emery." Motherfuckers, it's so disrespectful. Emery's won. How many fucking Europa Leagues has Emery won? I mean, are you mad? He's what, 5? Is at least 4. How many Europa Leagues has Emery won? That's actual prediction on my thing. 4 times. Sevilla, 14, 15. He three-peated the Europa League with Sevilla and then won a fourth with Villarreal. That Villarreal team, which knocked us out, by the way, on its way to winning that trophy, then went into the Champions League, was about 45 minutes away from getting to the final of the Champions League with a team like Villarreal, whose town, city, I think it's got a cathedral, so it's a city, whose capacity is, city population is less than Arsenal's Emirates Stadium. Could Arteta have done any of that? Bros, honestly, we may be biased because we don't like the manager, but let's be objective, not subjective. Seriously and sincerely, could Arteta have done what Emery has done with Villarreal and Aston Villa? Fuck off, man. It's a no from me. It's a no from me. It's a no from me. And I think it's a no from you guys as well. Whoever won that League Cup final, win the league. The moment we know it would be us. Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with that, to be honest. Do you not think Arsenal will win the league then? It's the thing with this is, Joe, obviously there's a 9-point lead. It's a good lead, don't get me wrong. However, should Man City win the game in hand, I'm not fully convinced they will, but let's just say they do. And let's just say they do us again at the Etihad like they did the Carabao Cup final. That's then 3 points, and we're level on games. And then we have, 5 games left? That's getting pretty close. We have a home game against Burnley, which we should win. But then we have Fulham, we have Newcastle. I feel like not wanting to get too conspirational and too tinfoil hat-esque, but I feel like it's going to go down to the last day of the season. I feel there may be an inclination from the Premier League in conjunction with the TV to bring it to the last day of the season. I'm being a bit conspirational. I'm not trying to say PGMOL are against Arsenal. I'm just saying that it wouldn't surprise me if there was kind of an idea to take it to the last day of the season. Wouldn't surprise me. But that would be of our own doing as well. If we'd have put this to bed, the fucking Premier League and Sky and whatever wouldn't even have the option to do that because we'd already be 15 points ahead or whatever. You wouldn't be able to do it. It's our own averageness. It's our own failures which would have got us to that point. All these years, Arteta's been given 43 different players, whole new squad, 80. Yeah, exactly. Like, fucking hell. When people turn around and they say, like, I've seen people online saying things like, oh, it's only taken him 6 years to get where we are. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? We're not Wrexham. Only 6 years. Like, motherfucker, this team had just finished 2 points off third. It's taken him 6 years to go from 2 points off third to second. That's not a good record, bro. Not a good record. Hey, dear. Rates me to say because I truly love my football club. Exactly. At least Spurs will go down. And what would be beautiful about Spurs going down is if they were taken down by an Austrian called Adolf Hutter. Wouldn't it be so beautiful? Like, the football gods love irony. And it's kind of like, it would be so ironic if a Jewish club was relegated by an Austrian called Adolf. I mean, hey, dear, I'm not being anti-Semitic, but, you guys know I'm not being anti-Semitic. I'm just making a joke of it, but it would be kind of funny. And fucking forget whoever does it. I don't care who does it. Just take them down. I see Arsenal fans saying, oh, well, I'm kind of like sympathetic towards them. Oh, I kind of don't want them to go down. Oh, there could be no North London derby. We can have a North London derby in the FA Cup. We can have a North London derby in the League Cup. That's cool. I have no intention of keeping Tottenham in the Premier League. If they have a chance to go down, please go down. I do not care. There's no way you can banter us ever again. I got a load of grief from people over here because they won the Europa League, and it would be the ultimate payback if they fucked off out into the Championship. That would be fantastic. I have no complaints about that. There will be protests if you lose it to City. Nope, I don't think there will. No. Surely he has to go. Yep, I agree, but I don't think there'll be protests because these fans are too. You have to understand, like, there's such a cult. They are a real cult. It's like Scientology. Arteta is basically the L. Ron Hubbard of football. It's like a Scientology type cult. So it's going to take way more than this for them to turn. However, will he go in terms of like the hierarchy of Arsenal? Yes, I think so. He has to, surely. Surely it's enough now. I've been going to Luton home and away since I was a little boy. Stopped going about 3 months ago. Once the team and higher up stopped caring about their fans, I won't give them my money. So yeah, so have they? So they've just. What's made you think that they're just not? They're just not investing in the team, or what? Yeah, what's going on with that? 80 million for being promoted to the. Oh God, yeah, fucking hell. Follow the money out to the owners. How did they do that then? That's mad. Actually, that's a good point. 80 million. Fucking hell. Fans just accepted it. Play for a draw. Yeah, he'll 100%. There's no like. I see so many people on X saying about, oh yeah, you know, when we go to the Etihad, Arteta's got his number. He knows how to play now. He's going to react to the final. Trust him. He knows what he's doing. He's going to play for the win. He's going to get the win. We'll show everybody. That's the kind of attitude I'm seeing. And I disagree fully with that. I fully agree with what AJ is saying, that the thing with Arteta is he doesn't know any better. He doesn't know another way. Like, not now anyway. He kind of did it, but I think I feel like in 22, 23, when we were playing that great football, he kind of stumbled across it, if you know what I mean. It wasn't by design. Because if it was by design, he would integrate it a little bit. He would integrate more of that better into the sort of current team, whereas now it's kind of like more sort of defensive, as we know. So yeah, he'll play for a draw. 100% he'll play for a draw. To him, it makes full sense. I mean, he played for a 2-0 in the final as opposed to going to a 2-2. So that sums it all up, really. Draw is the best outcome. You won't beat City. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, too scared. Exactly what I'm saying. If that 80 million have kept you up, if you actually went for it because that Premier squad you had is no worse than current Burnley, yes, probably. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's much of a muchness, isn't it? It would have kept us up. Yeah. The problem with a club like Luton is that it's kind of easy to go down again. That's the problem with going down to the Championship. Like if you're Spurs, I suppose, is an example. If they go down to the Championship, did you hear me? If you go down to the Championship, Spurs, they probably won't go down to the League One because there's just not like they'll have enough about them to stay in the league at least. Whereas if you're a team like Luton, I mean this respectfully, I don't mean this disrespectfully, but there's a bit more trepidation. There's a bit more kind of like there's the potential to go down again, and this is the problem that a lot of these relegated teams face. Even Man City faced it when they got relegated. They went down to League One. Fucking hell. I still call it Division 2. Like I'm still old school, so Division 2. Hey, you'll lose to City at home, but I still think you'll win the Prem. I hope so, man. I really hope so. I just want that title, man. I was 2004. That's 22 years ago. I was 20. 20. Oh, God. I was 20 when we last won the fucking title. YouTube didn't even exist. YouTube came along a year after we won the title. Yeah, a year after 2004, we won the title. And already confirmed Arteta would jump to £21 million a season if he wins the Premier. Oh, God. Who said that? AJ, who said that? Fuck's sake. 21 million. Fucking hell. Premier champs, which would you take? Oh, okay. Interesting question. Me personally, let me have a look. Has AJ responded to this? Yeah, he has. Okay, cool. I'll come to that in a sec. Me, Champions League, just because I've seen 3 Premier Leagues and I want them to stop singing that fucking song, Champions of Europe. You'll never sing that. Yeah, I just want them to stop that fucking song. And I haven't seen the Champions League and I've been close and it was fucking beyond gutting to lose that final. But I just don't see us winning it this season. It's like, can you seriously see us getting past this Barcelona team? No. The last time I saw us win a European trophy was in 1994. Oh, fucking hell, it's depressing, isn't it? Jesus God. I could have been dead. I could have easily been dead by then. Fucking hell. This is my dark sense of humour for you. The gap is currently 9, but City have a game in hand, so that's 6th. And if they beat us, the gap is 3 with 15 points available. Yeah, man. Yeah, when you put it like that, When you put it like that, this is why we're concerned. And let's have a look at our remaining fixtures, actually. Arsenal, let's have a look. I'll do the Arsenal remaining fixtures. Hang on. Remaining fixtures. Can we do an Arsenal Man City? Can I do Arsenal versus Man City? Arsenal. Oh, shit. Arsenal Man City. Final matches. Surely someone's done a graphic. Surely there's a graphic about this. No, of course there isn't. Oh, no, hang on. Oh, you would have thought someone had done a fucking graphic, wouldn't you? Just to make it easy for myself. But no, everyone's unhelpful. Such is the reality of the world. Okay, let's just go with Arsenal final matches. I'll put this up on the screen in a sec. Just need to find it. What the fuck is this shit? Okay, here we go. Let's get rid of this. I'm still getting used to Restream, so this should work in just a sec. Screen. Come on, bitch. Here we go. There we go. Lovely stuff. So, blow it up, you bit. What the fuck is it not blowing up for? Oh, God almighty. Anyway. So, yeah, we can see this anyway. That's fine. So, yeah. Bournemouth, Man City, Newcastle, Fulham, West Ham away, Burnley, Palace. So, I wish I had Man City one by the side of this. It's annoying that I don't have that. But anyway, fuck it. Looking at us, I think that Bournemouth game is dodgy. It's just dodgy to me. It's a 12:30 kickoff. I know it's at home. If you remember the game at the Vitality, we struggled a lot in that game and we just got away with it. Bournemouth gave us a right scare. Why is everything gone fucking huge? What's this doing? Oh, bollocks. Oh, okay. I've somehow corrected it without knowing what I was doing. Okay, cool. Yeah, I hope I'm wrong, obviously. I mean, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, like, I'm so pessimistic about this Arsenal-Bournemouth game. We'll probably win 3-0, and it'll be easy. But I just see it being very difficult. But let's say we win that. And let's say we lose to Man City. And by the point we lose to Man City, they've won their other game, and then we're 3 points difference. So by this Man City, by Arsenal-Newcastle, we could be, like, 3 points behind in front. Sorry, we got Newcastle, who we don't beat at home that much. I think we 4-0'd them. Was it last season? But generally, we struggle against them at home. And then we got a home game against Fulham, which ain't going to be easy. We got an away game against West Ham, which ain't going to be easy. Then we got Burnley at home, which I think we'll win. And then we got Palace away, which would be a struggle. So let's just say we get, okay, this is going to require maths at 3 a.m. after about 10 beers. But anyway, so let's say after Man City, we're 3 points ahead. Newcastle will pick up 3 points there. Let's say that's 6. Let's say we beat Fulham, that's 9. Let's say we draw with West Ham. Let's say that Man City keep winning. So that's 7. So by the time we get to Palace, we could still do it. If Man City lose their games, I need to lose a couple of games or draw a couple of games. It's going to be very, very tight, though. I need to check out Man City's fixtures. Sorry, this isn't massively professional. I thought there was going to be a comparison. There will be a comparison somewhere. I just don't know where it is, unfortunately. And Man City have Chelsea away, us at home, Burnley away, Everton away, Brentford at home, Bournemouth away, Villa at home. Yeah, I mean, you'd think we could do it with those games, but then Man City can rise to the occasion. Who is going to fuck Man City up? I mean, Chelsea could potentially fuck them up their next game. Away at Burnley, you'd expect them to win. Let's just say they beat us, just for argument's sake. Away at Everton, I feel like they should win that. Brentford at home, they should win that. Away at Bournemouth is dodgy. So they could drop that. I think it's going to go down to the last day of the season. I really do. What have I done? I've deleted the window. Oh dear, oh dear. This whole thing has gone to a different shape and size. That's great. Wait on, what's going on here? What the hell is going on with this? Sorry, just bear with me one sec. I got way too many fucking things open. Here we go. Bloody hell, that was really confusing what just happened. Okay, so fuck that. Sorry about that. Am I back? I'm still getting used to Restream. Okay, cool. I'm way behind on the chat. So basically, what I'll do, I've got one kind of beer left. I'm gonna finish this. We're gonna do one more. Let's do another 20 minutes or so. I'm gonna just pour this last beer out, and we'll just go through the rest of the chat and a little bit of predictions for what's going to happen for the rest of the season, and then we'll call it a night because I really need to eat. I've been talking for like literally 7 hours in a row, so it's getting a little bit. Well, that's cool anyway. I can talk for a while, but anyway, just bear with me. Sorry. Yeah, give me 1 second, then we'll do another 20 minutes, and then we'll call it a night. Cheers, guys. 1 sec. Okie dokie. So, yeah, I mean, on the face of it, Man City obviously have the harder fixtures, but then it's Man City. The thing is, they're used to dealing with these pressure situations and we're not. And that kind of plays a big part. It's kind of like I've always said with Arsenal, it doesn't really matter who they're playing, like who the name is. I mean, I know I said that like Burnley should be a big win, but the thing is with that Burnley game, if by then we're only 3 points ahead or 2 points ahead or whatever, this kind of thing, that adds an extra pressure to it. obviously you don't have if you're playing them in September or whatever. Obviously, a home game against Burnley in September or October, whatever, you feel like obviously Arsenal going to breeze it. But a home game against Burnley when we need to win, and Burnley, I don't know, they're probably going to be relegated by then, to be honest. But that also isn't that great a thing because then you can play with a bit more freedom. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to try and find where I was at the chat. Sorry, guys, I'm like way behind on the chat. Let's go from, Champions League. I agree. AJ, Champions League, no question. Yeah. We've had a good draw. I say that's past tense. We've had a good draw. But, I mean, we're going to come up against Atletico or Barcelona, and Atletico would probably still lose to because the top gunners are going to go, oh, yeah, well, we beat them in the group stage, so of course we're going to beat them in the semi-final. This is what they don't understand, that there's the problem with a lot of our fan base is they don't understand context, and it's kind of like, if we beat Atletico Madrid in the group stage, surely we'll beat them in the final, right? Yeah, it doesn't work like that, especially when it's a high-pressure situation, especially when it's Mikel Arteta in charge and these players who haven't won anything for the most part. I mean, if you look at the game against Leverkusen, Havertz and Jesus, the only players in that squad who've won anything. Havertz scores the penalty, doesn't go and get the ball. Jesus, at least, as much as I don't particularly like him as a player for Arsenal, I mean, he's all right, like, I say particularly, like, he's just not. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he's just not effective enough, basically, and he's not worth the 250, whatever it is we pay him a week. But at least Jesus went and got the ball back out the goal. Do you know what I mean? Havertz goes off and semi-celebrates. Jesus doesn't do anything. Jesus gets the ball, which is what you want for someone. But like that's winning mentality for you. He wants to win because he has won. It won't happen. Yes, it will happen. 100%. Been saying for years I would trade the unbeaten Prem win for a Champions League, no question. Yeah, I would do that. I would 100% do that, actually. I don't think we beat Sporting. I think it's going to be very close. I think we're going to have more trouble than people seem to sort of take it for. Remember, we got history with Sporting Lisbon when we were expected to beat them in the Europa League a few years ago. We lost. It was on penalties, and it was partly due to a halfway line goal, but still, we lost. So, yeah, the way football is as well, maybe Gyökeres will turn up against his former club. That's a very football thing to happen. If Arteta wins the Prem, or dare say Champions League, he will definitely double down. Yeah, this idea that he's going to play much better football if he wins is just insane because he doesn't know how to do that. Prediction across Champions League, Prem, FA Cup winners. Yeah, exactly, AJ. Hot take, Emery's miles better than Teta. Yep, 100%. Champions League, AJ has Bayern. FA Cup, Man City, FA Cup and Prem, Man City, another domestic treble. I'm going to go with Liverpool for the FA Cup. I did predict this before. I'm not too sure how fully confident I am with this, but I did predict this before, so I'll stay with my prediction. I'll go with Liverpool for the FA Cup. It just seems it's one of those things, like when a team doesn't do that well in the league, when a team who's a strong team doesn't do that well in the league, they kind of like they'll grab a cup, they'll grab a League Cup or an FA Cup. It just seems it's the kind of football thing to happen. So I'm going to go with Liverpool. Oh, am I going to predict we win the Premier League? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I can. Oh God, I'm kind of on the spot now, aren't I? Let's say I reckon we're going to sneak the Premier League. Let's say we sneak the Premier League just because we've got the better fixtures, just because we've got more favourable fixtures. But like I said, the team name doesn't necessarily matter. It's the pressure of the situation. Champions League, I'll go for Barcelona because I said it. So I've said it before. So yeah. So that would be Barca, Liverpool, and Arsenal. I would definitely take Emery back with this team. Emery never given enough time, which is weird because he did better than Arteta with that team. He finished 5th with that team. Arteta finished 8th with that team twice. Yet Arteta was the one who got time, and the top gooners will tell you, "Oh, well, we could see what was happening. We could see what he was building." Yeah, okay. foregone conclusion about Bayern. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be Bayern versus Barca. More confident than Bayern than Arsenal winning the Premier League. Okay, that's interesting. Spurs won't go down. I hope you're wrong. I think with Spurs, unfortunately, I think with the players that they've got coming back, yeah, that's likely to just see them. It's going to be like a point or two, isn't it? But yeah, I would love to West Ham to stay. The added thing for like if we win the title and Spurs go down, that's horrendous enough for Spurs. But the idea that their other rivals, West Ham, could pip them to survival is just the absolute cherry on the icing, or the hundreds and thousands on the cherry on the icing. Personally, I don't want Millwall to come up. I don't like Millwall, so fuck Millwall. But fair enough. If you want them to come up, that's cool. Not for me though. If I was an Arsenal fan, we didn't win anything this year, I'd do a Man United a few years ago and raid the pitch in protest. Yeah, our fan base isn't capable of doing that, unfortunately. Oh, AJ wants Millwall as well, Coventry and Wrexham. No, fuck Millwall. I fucking don't like Millwall at all. So that's just my opinion on things. You guys are entitled to yours. That's absolutely fine. No hard feelings. I just don't want Millwall to come up. Fuck them. Cov would be good to have back. Proper old school Premier League team. And Wrexham, why not? I mean, they are Welsh. So I'm dubious as to whether they should be playing in the English leagues anyway. But it'll be interesting to have them in the league. Spurs can go down and never come back. I fully agree with that. Absolutely. Sunderland did with 80. Sunderland have been, fantastic, really, relatively speaking. If I would get banned for Arsenal women gamers for doing it, I would be on the pitch myself. No question, telling Arteta a lot of truth. It's like invading the pitch, yeah. Sunderland should be solidified for the next few seasons for sure. Look what fans do abroad in these cases. Yeah, exactly. The fans run the clubs. The ultras run the clubs. If they want change, they demand it, and it happens. Italy's a good example. Yeah, great. Like I say, the ultras. I mean, do Arsenal fans have the stuff to do that? They don't, do they? If we wanted to try and organise a protest, you get about 20 people turning up. They'd be like me and a couple of, they'd be like me, Nat Star, like I don't know who else, like maybe Turkish. There'd be like a few of us, but we would be a handful. It wouldn't exactly be thousands of people, would it? We live in a country where we're monitored 24/7, lost our freedom to press. So yeah, look, exactly. I mean, I'm looking to move away from this country, to be honest with you. I'm looking to move to Sevilla at least for a year at some point soon. It gets worse and worse with Starmer. Starmer just, not that I want to get into politics now, particularly, but we need to keep him at Storm's length. You know what I mean? It's just like he's just such an appalling prime minister. There's no words I can conjure no words to describe how fucking terrible this guy is. You just look at him when he talks, and he's just a complete and utter duplicitous liar. He has this way of talking where it's just kind of like you're fucking lie. I know that politicians lie, but you're so overt about it. It's unbelievable. My football, yeah, exactly. Fuck it, Wrexham in the Prem. I mean, it'd be fun. I mean, it'd be great story. I'm not against the story. I just think they're Welsh and they shouldn't be in an English league. So that's just me. But anyway, their journey has been amazing. No, it would be amazing for them and their fans. Like I'm not denying that. Like I'm not denying. I don't want to deny their fans that experience. So you're in the English league. Whether I agree with you being in the English league as a Welsh team or not doesn't matter. As a story, 100% it's a fairy tale story, definitely. And yeah, Chelsea are battling to get into, or not really be in the Conference League. So let's have a little look at, oh God's sake, when's the next games? Premier League. So Chelsea are, fucking hell, just trying to look at the table. So Chelsea are on 48 points. They are 6 points off the Champions League, 1 point off Liverpool in the Europa League. They're going to want to win that game to at least stay in touch with the Champions League, if not get to the Europa League ahead of Liverpool. So they're going to be mad motivated. So yeah. Your internet's down to the 1st of April. How the hell is that happening? That's madness. How is your internet down? Using 5G but can't. Okay. This is what we have though. Yeah, I don't have a missus, so I'm good. Yeah, I have some flats, people in the flats above me. I have my own place here, but I have people in the flats above me that may not be too happy because I can be quite loud. But then again, it's like 4:15 a.m. in London, and they haven't complained yet. So anyway, they bang around all the time. So fuck them. To be honest with you, Top Gun is the equivalent of the Green Party. Yes, pretty much. It was a good comparison. Ah, okay, cool. Joe, oh, where's it gone? Yes, good to see you, man. Good to have you along. I'll be doing more of these. So maybe I'll see you soon. But yeah, cheers very much for coming along. Yeah, made a lot of like good points and it's been fun to chat. So yeah, hopefully have a good evening and rest of the day for tomorrow. Yeah, cool, man. Lovely stuff. Big up to you. Thanks for the support, man. Take care. Yeah, God bless, man. Thanks for your time. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, man, I'm gonna go for another 10 minutes or so. Yeah, so what were we talking about? Yeah, so the end of the season. Yeah, the end of the season. Let's put I want to try and find see if there's like an Arsenal Man City comparison. If not, fuck it. Comparison matches. Let's have a look. Hey, it's just this should be an easy thing to find. You think this is the sort of thing that would appear on X, and it's not here. But anyway, fuck it. I can't seem to find it. But anyway, yeah. So, let's have a look here. The game that I'm mostly worried about, I would say, are, to be honest with you, the next two home games, because we've got Bournemouth obviously next, and then after we go away to Man City, we got a home game against Newcastle. As much as these are home games, and people are like, okay, cool, we got some home games, that's good. We got more home games than Man City, that's good. These are difficult fucking games, man. Even the game against Fulham at home is difficult. The game away at West Ham is difficult. I just think that this is not the foregone conclusion that our fan base seems to think it is. So yeah, man. Do you know what? Let's do the stream there, man. Let's end the stream there. We've done 3 hours, 10 minutes. If I start getting into X again, I'm gonna sort of like keep going and going. So I need to eat, man. I definitely need to eat. It's 4:20 a.m. So yes, AJ, if you're still here, thanks very much for being along. You always make it much more enjoyable. Everyone else who joins in makes it way more enjoyable. There is no way in this world I would have done 3 hours with nobody else here. I would have struggled massively with that. So I'll give it another minute. If you're here, say cheerio. If you're not, I'll go in a minute anyway. And yeah, I will try and do a few more of these over the next few days because I'm off work until the April the 10th. So there's going to be ample opportunity for me to jump back on and do these kind of lives. And I'll be jumping on other people's channels as well. Of course, there'll be the mutant of the day, ex-mutant of the day, where I'll be sort of like taking apart all the usual nonsense that we see from our Arsenal fan base. There's always going to be stuff to talk about with those guys because they're just relentless in their nonsense. But yeah. No, it's been a fun one. I've enjoyed it. Wasn't expecting anyone to really join the stream because I started at like 1 a.m., 1:15 a.m., whatever it was. And I was just thinking, okay, I'll do an hour and, probably nobody will turn up. And then I'll just turn the thing off. So here we go. Yep, I think that's about it. So, yeah, I think everyone's gone now. So that's cool. So I'm going to be interested to see if this actually came out as a decent stream in terms of it. AJ said that The stream quality is good, so hopefully it is actually good. I can watch that later. And yeah, okay, cool. Let's go. If you're still watching, AJ, good night. I'll see you soon. And peace out, everyone. Big up and love as always. Come on, Arsenal. Let's actually win something this season. And yes, have something to fucking party about and celebrate about. We love a bit of a street party, a bit of a night party. Get all the streets out celebrating. People will see. One of the things that the Top Gooners are right about is that we will see many, many fans. People will realize how well this club is supported when we win something like the Premier League. People will see there will be Arsenal fans out partying everywhere, and it will be fucking New Year's Eve on steroids. Let's hope that happens. And on that positive note, end the stream, Rob. Peace.